Breckenridge Cowboys football is on the air. Tonight's I3G Sports Network broadcast is brought to you by Breckenridge Public Schools, Carlson Family Insurance, CHI St. Francis, Country Financial Agent Casey Formanek, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, Gripper Sports Store, Hike Camp Construction, Miller Realty, Minn Kota Ag Products, Nodak Insurance Agent Carson Zarek, Optimum Rehab, Ottertail Power Company, OSPTI, Quality Toyota, Ready, Red River Agency, Red River Grain, Smith Motors, State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, Superior Builders, Titan Machinery, and Twin Town Villa. Now here's KBMW's Turner Bluffus.
And welcome to the Red River Grain pregame show, serving local farmers since 1986. Turner Bluffus, and we're on the air. Thank you to all the concerned listeners letting us know that they were hoping to get their Cowboy football fix today. Would you believe it? Actually left the part at home. Thank you to Corey Craychaw. That's why you have cousins in the area, folks. Corey came through and made sure to give me the part that I needed to get this up and running. So it's going to be an abbreviated pregame show, but do not worry. You're probably happy about having a little bit less of me talking every now and then. We'll tell you some of the pregame segments actually during the first quarter, because we got a pregame interview lined up with head coach Carson Yagi that we're going to fit in right before. We might have to duck out a little early if we come up a little too close to the kickoff. But you are listening to the Red River Grain pregame show on B92.7 FM.
And welcome back to the Red River Grain pregame show, serving the local farmers since 1986. And back again, we got head coach Carson Yagi, and it's got to be fun doing these interviews after all these wins, Coach. Still racking them up, 5-0, entering this matchup with Lake Park-Audubon on the road, and a team you guys bested in the postseason last year, so they're going to definitely kind of have it out for you guys, of course. Tell me a little bit about how this matchup is going to be different from other weeks.
Yeah, no, they play a very different style of football than what we've seen over the last 5 weeks. We've been pretty run heavy offensively. Hey, a lot of two tight ends. This week we're getting the exact opposite. We're going to get a team that's going to look to throw the football 30 times a game. They got a really, really good quarterback, some athletes on the outside. And they're a good football team. They're 4-1. They're throwing the football around the yard. They're giving teams lots of fits by being a contrast to styles of what everyone else is or what their own offense runs. So they do a really good job there.
Awesome. And I know obviously you guys are on to the next one, but right after last week's victory over OTC, I've been talking to a lot of people about kind of one of the bigger impact regular season games, or one of the bigger statement wins you guys have had in the last few years. Tell me a little bit about what the message was for those guys. I know it's on to the next one, but hopefully you guys, or maybe you got to enjoy it for a little bit at least.
Yeah, no, it was good. You got to make sure you enjoy your high school football games, or the wins you get. The season goes by so fast. Here we are, already staring at week 6 and talking about all the playoffs that could potentially shake out these last 3 weeks, who wins and loses in different spots. But it's just the high school season flies by, and you got to enjoy the little moments you have. You know what? Hey, go celebrate Friday night, celebrate. Hey, but when we wake up Saturday morning, we got to start turning the page, and come Sunday, we got to be a whole new team that's trying to go 1-0 that week.
You guys scored in all 3 phases the last 2 weeks. Tell me about the attention to detail that's going into your guys' game plan, and just how the execution is already doing so great. Already only 5 games in, but everything's just clicking so sharply. Maybe that's what you expect at this point in the season, but I don't know. I think it's something you expect right before the playoffs start, maybe.
Yeah, it comes down to the kids and how good of a job they're doing with it. They've shown up every single day, whether we're doing special teams periods in practice, whether we're doing our defensive periods in practice, or even, just our simple turnover circuits, and they're doing a phenomenal job. But then when they get a chance, they're not afraid. They're making those plays. Everyone's kind of stepping up and doing their job to the best of their abilities. There's no hesitation, and they're just flying around and having fun playing football right now.
Awesome. And tell me about, I know you had talked about the athleticism on the outside, as well as how they like to sling it. What kind of sets do they usually run? Do they like to spread it out, operate out of the gun for the most part?
Yep. They do a really good job of spreading it out. A lot of trips receivers, 2 receivers to each side. They'll go a little bit of some kind of similar sets to us where they're in the shotgun. Then they have a tight end wing on the side when they like to run the football. They just do a really good job of keeping teams honest. I think we looked and it's like, wow, they've already ran 18 different formations this year. You know what? They're not afraid to try new things, to do some funky things, and we got to make sure that we're ready for it.
What would you say is what you saw on tape from their defense that you thought maybe stood out?
They do a really good job of playing downhill with their linebackers. They're not sitting back, kind of pitter patter on their feet. They're getting a read, and hey, whether they're right on the read or wrong on the read, they're coming downhill fast, and we got to make sure that we're getting to them quick. You know what? They do a good job of trying to cause penetration, and a large part of our offense is pulling guys around so much, and we can't let teams have gaps to shoot through.
And I know that a big part of the emphasis coming into the year was you guys wanted to be a more balanced team. Tell me about the challenges of kind of getting into these lopsided scores and then not being able to throw it as much as you'd like. But how Riley's making the most of his attempts, of course, but obviously kind of a double-edged sword, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, and that's where Riley's done an unbelievable job of just understanding football, understanding how teams are trying to defend us, to where, you know what, hey, we run a couple sets and we have some success early running the football early in the game, then all of a sudden we come back the next possession, and now they're putting another body on the defensive line to try to stop the run, and Riley does an unbelievable job of, hey, they took a corner out and put a defensive lineman, and now I understand that I can probably attack this area a little bit more because, when teams are making adjustments on the fly in the game, the thinking's just not as sound. They're always kind of a little bit more of a gap than when you have an entire week to prepare, and Riley's doing a phenomenal job taking care or understanding where the weakness is in the defense, and then, just making a play. Receivers are doing a great job getting open. Gabe Armitager's playing at an unbelievably high level right now, just getting to his spots offensively, being smart with the football, making plays when the ball's in his hands. He's been awesome to watch.
Okay, how you guys sitting health-wise as far as, I know always some guys banged up, of course, but any recent additions to guys who are listed out on the injury report?
No recent additions. We're sitting pretty good right now. We got quite a few nicks and bruises, and it looks like Janie Lanou is getting pretty popular in the training room. But overall, we're sitting pretty good right now.
Okay, I'm trying to think then that anybody kind of still hampered with anything, or that you guys are thinking game time, or is everybody kind of sitting as good as you can be?
Everyone's kind of sitting as good as we can be.
Good deal. Awesome. Glad to hear it. And tell me a little bit about, I know that you guys have done a good job of getting Cooper involved in the pass game in the limited attempts that you guys have been doing it. What do you think has been key to him being able to rack up this hot start, even though, like I said, you guys aren't even throwing it that much, but he's still getting about a touchdown every game?
Yeah, he's just making the most of his chances. You know what? He's a big, tall weapon for us. And whether it's a short route, whether it's a deep route, he's making sure he's coming off the line, putting the same stress on the defense. Like, hey, I'm going to run by you. Get the defender backing up, playing on his heels until he's not. Then he stops, he breaks down, and we're able to give him the ball quickly. And then also, Charlie Krachos had a lot of big plays for us this year where he's not catching the ball. Cooper catches the ball on the inside. Charlie does a really good job, and it's able to spring the play for an extra, 15, 20 yards because Charlie's willing to be a blocker out there for him.
Oh, yeah, the timing on that has been outstanding on that play that you're talking about. So I had to definitely commend you guys for that. But also wanted to talk about you guys pitching the back-to-back shutouts. Does that turn into another point of pride for the defense? Like, let's try to keep this going, or are they just kind of, taking it one play at a time?
You know what? Take it one play at a time. The kids reminded me that, hey, last year when we'd get shutouts, I'd promise them that I'd buy them all donuts, and all of a sudden I think I got to go buy a couple donuts for these guys if they keep this rolling.
And tell me about the message, or kind of the prep for the secondary this week, because I know you had said it's going to be a completely different challenge with how much they're going to be throwing it, and the defensive backs have been tested at times because teams have had to try to throw to come back against you guys, but definitely going to be taking it up a notch. What was kind of the emphasis this week?
You know what? Just understanding your role, understanding what from this formation, what they like to run. The glory of running of teams running a lot of different formations is, there's only so many plays that they can run out of each set. So, hey, when they have 3 receivers to the right side, what do they like to run, guys? What do we need to expect and take away? And that's something that I felt like we really kind of let ourselves down on the past couple weeks, is we understand what the defense is running, or what the offense likes to run, but we're not confident in it. And hey, trust what you've seen on film all week. Trust what your coaches have talked to you about. And now when you get to that moment, hey, you know what they're going to do, and you can go play fast.
Obviously, a lot less pressure on the DBs if the pass rush is obviously humming. Tell me about the opportunity that the guys are looking at this week. I'm sure guys like Kai McDonald, Henry Sledall, very excited to get some more opportunities to show off what they can do in the pass rush.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. They can kind of pin their ears back and let's go a little bit more. You know what? You don't get a whole lot of times where that they're dropping back to throw the football in high school football. So when you get those chances, you got to take full advantage of them.
All right, key to a hot start to this week's game, Coach.
You know what? We got to make sure we keep control on the line of scrimmage. It's something we take a lot of pride in. That if we can do that, I think we'll be in a good spot.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you very much, Sherry. Go Cowboys.
All right, appreciate you, Cars. And we'll return to the Red River Grain pregame show after this quick break.
Well, the original plan was to go back to the Red River Grain pregame show, but actually we're going to go back for your opening kick. And while we're at it, we'll do your Gripper Sports Grip Fit Check, brought to you by Gripper Sports Store, of course, your locally owned sports store over on Dakota Avenue in Lopton. And LPA almost had me thinking we're looking at the OTC fit here. A lot of black on black for the Raiders here on their homecoming. And Breckenridge rocking the black pants with the black helmets as well, the green stripe we've become accustomed to, white jerseys as well, and we are kicking it off. Apologies once again for the abbreviated kickoff show, or pregame show, and Breckenridge is actually going to not take this opening kick to the house, so that breaks their streak of 3 weeks in a row. Or 2 weeks in a row is what they ended up finishing with. And Breckenridge is going to start off with their offense, which has been humming, 42 points in each of the last 2 games, 42-0 victories. Very lopsided affairs, but Cowboys taking care of business in pretty much every single aspect of the game. Also, we're planning on having a color guy hop on too. It's a surprise though, so I'm not going to give it away right now. Apologies once again for the late start. But Breckenridge Cowboys football up and running. They take on LPA, looking to stay perfect on the year. And we're starting off with a first play of the game being a pass. And it looks like it's going to be hauled in for, or actually incomplete. I think he was looking for Charlie Craich on that one. Apologies for the static. A little bit of a network issue here, but we're working through it. As always, Breckenridge enters this game the #1 QRF ranking in the state. As we mentioned, 5-0 on the year. You got a glimpse of our power poll ranking during the pregame show if you're watching on the YouTube stream. And they're going to do a handoff on a sweep to David Erlinson, who cuts it up very nicely for about a medium gain. Let's see what they give him. And kind of a different action to get him the ball out of. Actually only going to get about 4 yards on the play. Sets up 3rd and 6. And Erlinson, not exactly a workhorse back the last few weeks because they haven't needed to lean on him too much. So many guys making explosive plays. There'd be Gabe Armitage, Cooper Roberts, Riley Kappas, of course. We'll see who's going to be getting some action now. They're going to motion David Erlinson in the pistol set and actually mishandle the handoff. We'll see if Riley Kappas is able to get back on it. LPA says they got it, though. LPA with a spark on homecoming. They're going to start off with gorgeous field position here to start off the drive. And apologies, maybe the static is just on my end. Thank you very much, Robert Wanek, for tuning in as Breckenridge with a turnover, and the turnovers have been pretty sparse lately, so we'll see. I believe Riley Kappas is going to get the fumble on that one on the mishandled exchange with David Erlinson. And they're going to start this off just shy of the red E red zone. LPA on the Breckenridge 21. LPA, a very pass-heavy team. Apologies we didn't have a long enough pregame show to let you know that. They're going to start this out of the pistol. Queen's look, 2 receivers each side. They're going to go with a handoff up the middle. When the Breckenridge's MO is to run all the time, for the most part, they throw on the first play. LPA, they got the MO of being a throwing team, so let's spread them out and try running up the gut. They're going to give them about a yard on the play. I believe that was Ben Newman on the rush. My man Gavin Snyder was supposed to be, my watch or my eyes and ears out here for the Cowboys, and not me apparently. And after the gain of 1 on the play, got 2nd and 9. Knocking on the door of the red E red zone. Motion a man over to get an extra blocker on that side. They go with Newman. And nice hit there, flying over is Cooper Roberts from his outside backer position. He's having a really nice year. Had a pick 6 last week. Breckenridge was pretty much perfect in all aspects last week, so a bit of a different start to this game, obviously, but we'll see if the defense can spark them here. That's once again, they're knocking just on the door of the red E red zone. Breckenridge and LPA just open up this ball game. 9:43 left to go in this opening quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Cowboys turn it over on their first possession. We'll see what LPA has. They're going to go with the QB keeper after he faked the handoff, but he was able to wiggle out of the grasp of a couple Cowboys. Thought Connor Ernst was going to be there to blow that play up, but the quarterback doing a good job of being slippery. It's Luca Besky. They're going to give Besky about 6 yards on the play. Sets up 4th and a long one, maybe 2. 3 straight runs here to open up the ball game from LPA. We'll see if that's going to continue here on this 4th down, or if they're going to be trying to draw the Cowboys off sides. Here in the red E red zone once again. They started this drive on the Cowboy 21. They motion a man over to the left side of the QB. Besky drops back to, or actually a direct snap. Fooled me on that play, but maybe not the Cowboy defense. Looks like Breckenridge is going to hold. Not fooled on that one. Connor Ernst. Looks like Tucker Snyder as well. Or my apologies, Kai McDonald. So 4 straight runs to open up this ball game. Result in about 9 yards. And now Cowboys get another crack at this whole offense thing. And Riley Kappas, the junior quarterback. I'll make sure to get you more of the starters as we go along. Apologies once again. As David Erlinson will get the rush on the left side. Erlinson bringing that signature physicality. As you can tell, it takes a little while for the play to get blown dead. About a 3-yard gain for Erlinson. Give him about 7 yards on the first 2 carries. Cowboys currently tied with LPA 0-0 on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Here on Lake Park-Audubon's, or Audubon. Apologies, apparently I've been mispronouncing their town name for my 32 years of existence, as they're going to fake the sweep to David Erlinson, roll out to Cooper Roberts. Roberts is going to move the chains, make a one-man miss. Actually, it's going to take a couple guys to take him down in front of the Breckenridge sideline. Riley Kappas and Cooper Roberts with their first hookup of the night. See how many yards they're going to give him on the play. 15 on the play. Second pass attempt from Kappas. Those two were able to link up for a touchdown last week. And Gabe Armitage working on the wing position once again. David Erlinson going to get the handoff on the right side. Beautiful cut up. And he throws a stiff arm. Cuts inside. Maybe you keep it out, buddy. He's going to try to Busted all the way to the 20. You could tell he was looking to kind of weave across the field like he did in the game against Wadena Deer Creek, but I know if it's one of those things where he's playing an NFL game and he has the Jumbotron to look up at, he knows maybe I should actually keep it outside, but that's all right. Who's gonna say that he should have done a little better on a 48-yard rush? David Erlinson's first big burst through of the day. And we'll make sure after the on the next commercial break to get our color guy hopping on here. And Cowboys working out of the gun once again. They'll hand it off to Erlinson. Erlinson with a nice cut up, puts the shoulder down. And we'll see where they down him at. By the way, Breckenridge, first trip into the ready red zone for the day. 0-0 score. Currently with 6:57 left to go in this opening quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. LPA Raiders are number 18 in the state by QRF. Breckenridge number 1. Been there for a couple weeks now. A little embarrassing when I said I don't remember the last time they were there, and I found out I was on the team. So apparently probably should have known that, but I said we were so locked in on the goal we didn't know we were number 1. So there you go. We didn't get the goal, but so I don't really know how that worked out, but appreciate the correction. As Gabe Armitage gets the jet sweep this time around, his first carry of the game, navigating that block that he gets from David Erlinson well, and he's going to be able to get about 3 yards. I love watching Armitage's ball carry vision on display. We'll see what they give him on that play. Call that a gain of about 5 on the play for Armitage. And sets up a 3rd and 2. Going to call it a long one. And I got 4 carries for Erlinson so far for 59 yards. 48 of them coming on that one big burst. 0-0 score. It remains on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Riley Kapp is going to call his own number up the gut. And LPA holding their own here in the trenches against the Cowboys. We'll see if Kapp is able to move the sticks. They're going to say he does. Now Breckenridge setting up a 1st and goal. I say kind of holding their own in the trenches as Breckenridge is able to move the sticks, but I think you guys can forgive me for kind of being used to how the Cowboys have been dominating the last 2 weeks. So now whenever they get just a little bit of a push, it looks like they're being held in check as opposed to when they're just getting to the second line untouched like the last couple weeks. So the Cowboys have been red hot. We'll see if they can keep it rolling here. 1st and goal from the 9. Little off the mark on the snap. Riley Kappas with the broken play is going to try to make something out of it. Maybe going to get back to the line if he's lucky. I think it was in week 2 there were a few issues with the snaps, but kind of got settled a little bit. But obviously, nobody's going to be perfect every single time. Lost a yard on the play. Still in the ready red zone. 2nd and goal from the 11. Thank you to everyone for tuning in after we got the late start. I told everyone I was going to lie and blame it on my color guy being late. I was waiting to start the pregame show until he got here. In all honesty, I left a part at home. Apologies. As they motion Gabe Armitage into the backfield, he's going to get a handoff out of a pistol set. And Erlinson actually was leading up as a fullback. So ended up going with a off-centered eye kind of look out of a pistol. And we'll see where that leaves him at. I think he was just able to get about 3 yards on the play. So it sets up 3rd and goal from the 7. Cowboys have 2 receivers out to the right, wing back and a tight end on the left side. Riley Kappas fakes the handoff, rolling out to the right. Nobody around him. He's going to toss it to the end zone where he's going to find a man wide open for 6. Gabe Armitage continues to rack up the TDs this year. This one, a 7-yard grab in the back of the end zone. Riley Kappas, a little bit of a sidearm sling there on the go. I was going to say tuck it and run, but he knows what he's doing. Riley Kappas tosses it to Gabe Armitage for 6. And Charlie Eggman, I'm not going to tell you how good he's been on kicks this year because I don't want to get accused of the announcer's jinx, but he's been quite good. And he'll boot it through here for another extra point to stay perfect on the year. We got a 7-0 score. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Recovering your health and getting back to your best life. That's what Quality Recovery from Optimum Rehab can do for you. Physical therapist Dr. Anthony Egeman will set up an individual plan to get you to your goals. He believes that this is the perfect way for you to recover your health. What you get with Optimum Rehab is time and attention, thorough assessments, and effective treatments. So if it's back pain, achy joints, recovery from surgery or injury, it's likely that physical therapy from Optimum Rehab can help. So take your life into your own hands with Optimum Rehab. Visit myoptimumrehab.com.
Outside of you.
And welcome back, folks, for the Breckenridge Cowboys strike. Take a 7-0 lead here against Lake Park-Audubon. And I am now joined by another former Cowboy. We're keeping the streak going. And you know what? I wasn't the only one who was late. I'm just kidding, Coop. I'm not going to give you a hard time here. Cooper Yagi hopping on the broadcast. I believe 2021 grad?
Yep, correct.
Get the year
yeah.
right.
Thanks for having me, Turner.
I appreciate you hopping on, Coop. And it's got to be fun still making it back for the games. You got a son on the team, or a brother on the team now. I got the son, I hope.
Brother, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. But very much looking forward to having you on, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
And looks like we got a little bit of a squib kick here. It's going to go to the second line. And what have you seen from the Cowboys so far this year that you've been really impressed by so far, Coop, that maybe reminded you a little bit of your glory days a little bit here?
You know, obviously they got a big group of seniors, which in this level of football, 1A football, if you have a great group of seniors like that, you can get a long ways just off the leadership that they're going to bring and everything they bring. And obviously you have a player like Erlinson. I mean, he's one of the best backs in the state, and he can get you pretty far, but I mean, obviously, we got to keep everyone healthy through the year, and that's the goal, I think.
Former quarterback yourself, what are you seeing from Riley that you've really been impressed by for how much he's kind of grown as a passer this year?
Yeah, Riley's a really athletic kid, which I think it's good that they kind of make him be an athlete outside, and they also open up David so much just because of the pass game that they're kind of starting to hang on him a little bit for the pass game, which is huge to open up David, like I said.
Speaking of the pass game, a pass rush coming through here. We got Levi Christensen in the backfield, Kai McDonald as well, and we talked about how the Cowboys haven't really run up against any heavy throw teams so far this year, so a little bit of a change of pace here. Good to see the guys pin their ears back. How fun is it for the pass rushers to kind of unload this week, Coop?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I was talking to Coach Yagi earlier this week, and he's like, yeah, this is one of the first teams we've seen this year kind of that runs out of the shotgun. I mean, the rest of the year we've been seeing that wing set, and it's not as fun for the D-line. They might get a lot of plays in the run, but they want to rush for a sack.
For sure. And we'll see what the LPA Raiders have with these second play, and picked off! School song! Cooper Roberts back-to-back weeks with a pick six.
Yeah, Cooper's great. He's so long out there, and he covers a lot of ground just because of his length, which makes him a great player out there.
Oh, such great size to have for an outside linebacker. And now the first guy I have actually ever covered to score 2 defensive touchdowns in the same year, and actually I think only the third or fourth player to do it in school history, I believe.
Wow.
So
yeah.
Shout out to Coop. Also got to shout out the whole defensive unit. 3 weeks in a row with a defensive touchdown, and I think 4 on the year as well, because they had one week 1. I could be wrong. We're going to have to double check that. But Cowboys are clicking, and we'll see if Charlie Egeman can keep it rolling. And we have our first Egeman miss of the year, and I'll also make sure to fix the scoreboard. Apologies on that, folks. But we got a 13-0 Cowboy lead, and Charlie Egeman has his first extra point miss of the year. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live.
You want what you want. At Quality Toyota, we totally understand that we aren't going to talk you into a car you don't want. Instead, we're here to help you find the car, the color, the options, and the style that you do want. All with a simple, easy, and stress-free approach, because the price listed online or in every windshield is the only price. That way, we can concentrate on getting you the right car. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
And welcome back as Charlie Egeman's streak comes to an end of consecutive extra points. Sorry, I didn't have that drawn up. I figured he wasn't going to miss one until we got to the, I don't know, the last week of the season or something. So
Yeah, you mentioned it, so I don't know if that's your fault there or whose fault that is.
I even tried not to do it on the first one, so I thought I could help us out there, but evidently not, as Charlie Eggeman's going to do a little squib kick here. It's going to get actually all the way back to the guys right in front of the returners here at LPA. Actually, my first time here at LPA's field, I believe. I said it was it's got a little bit of that West Central vibe to it, along with OTC. I said it was like those two fields combined. You know what? I'm feeling nice tonight. I'm going to give you guys a beautiful look at that sky here if you're watching on the YouTube stream. It's not going to do it justice how beautiful it looks, but we're going to get sidetracked just to tell you it is a gorgeous October night for some football here in Lake Park, and beautiful field. I'm excited to see some other games between these two schools going forward here, and especially if they're going to keep slinging the ball. That's a nice little change of flavor into the season. LPA going out with the spread look once again, and Kai McDonald blows up the fake handoff. Good golly. Just got tattooed by him.
Yeah, it's a good way to make the running back not want to touch the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, lay a lick on them when they're supposed to be standing in there taking the block. That's always fun. And also linebacker, former linebacker as well, played linebacker in college, Coop, so you can offer some expertise there. What are some things that you kind of look for in your perfect Breckenridge Cowboy linebacker?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have David Erlinson in the middle. He's just hard-nosed. He loves football. I mean, that's exactly what you want out of your middle backer. And then you have Cooper Roberts on the outside. I mean, he's kind of defensive end, but also outside backer, as you saw in that last pick. But, I mean, you like to have some length out of your guys to cover a little bit of ground, cover pass, cover the run. So, I mean, they got some guys out there that can play the spot at a really high level.
Looks like they're going to give Ben Newman about 2 or 3 yards on that play to set up a 3rd and 7. And LPA looking to move the sticks here with the 3rd and long. Breckenridge once again looking to put a lick on the quarterback. Look for Kai McDonald to try to have a party in the backfield. Cooper Roberts, they keep dropping him into pass coverage, so I don't know if we're going to see him coming off the edge, but they're going to drop back once again, and nobody there. They were looking for a man on the slant, and actually it looks like the intended receiver was looking for a hold on that. I think it was Leaf Shervy. Was looking for a flag, but won't get it, so we're just going to keep it rolling here. Breckenridge off to a 13-0 lead, and I'm not sure what the yardage was on that Cooper Roberts pick 6, but I'd put it probably
around 35, 40, somewhere around there.
I was going to say maybe 30.
Yeah.
I could go back on the YouTube stream, but I got enough issues going on today, folks. You guys don't need me doing that too. And back-to-back weeks with a pick 6, but I could be wrong. You guys, I did my little stat quest a little while ago, and I believe that someone not only had 2 defensive scores in a season, but also in the same game. So.
If anyone would know, it'd be you with all your research you've been doing.
Oh, that was fun. It was one of the most rewarding
really
projects
cool.
I've ever done.
Yeah.
And looks like it's going to get down at about the 31. Looks like they'll take over in their own territory. And we'll get another look at the Breckenridge offense, who had a little bit of a hiccup to start off the game. And then their offense was humming along nicely on their next possession. And then they didn't even get the ball back the next time because Cooper Roberts said, I'm just going to take this to the house. So 13-0 your score on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. And I made sure to get a correction on having it on the wrong score. Apologies, folks. It's all part of the experience, guys. It would be boring if I was competent. As Riley Kappas awaits the snap, fakes the handoff, looking for Cooper Roberts out of the slot on kind of about a 4-yard hitch. Second grab of the day for Cooper Roberts, so getting involved on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, having David, I mean, how good of a running back he is opens up easy things like that outside. I mean, it's going to suck people into the box, and it's going to make people focus a little more on the run, which will be nice for Kappas to get the ball out there a little bit to the athletes.
Yeah, for sure. And I actually was, when I was talking with Coach Yagi beforehand, I was kind of laughing. I think I actually deleted from the interview, but I was like, you guys are having such good success with the pass game. Do you think David's going to see kind of some lighter boxes? Then I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's still Dave. So one of the top running backs in the state, probably not happening. But we got a heave to Gabe Armitage where he's looking him up the right sideline. And Armitage scored on a play similar to that last week, so they were looking to get back to that.
We had Levi up the middle there too, which would have been a good hit for for a lot of yards, but
yeah, Levi Christensen, someone who's been a little quiet in the past game, but not really his fault. It's mostly Breckenridge has been off to these big leads, so they haven't really needed to throw it all. And
yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's at least they're getting Coop some touches out here. I was that's been the hill that I've been trying to die on, making sure that he gets some early touches every game. But we got 2 men split out on the left side, a wing and a tight end on the right side.
Something to Cooper here? No.
Riley Kapp is going to hand it off to David Erlinson, who's going to get out of the arm tackle, and then he's going to cut to the left side, first down and more. Trying to go up the left sideline. David Erlinson bursting through the defense, and a massive gain. Another 40-yard rush, it looks like.
Yeah, he's a guy he's not going to get tackled by the first guy on him, which makes him so special. He's going to run his legs to that first guy, and he's off for at least 10 more after that, which makes him hard to bring down. His legs don't stop.
I think that's one of the bigger differences we've seen from the last couple of years to now is that arm tackle that you guys probably got to see on the YouTube stream. You saw how he was wrapped up in the arms and just got out of that so easily. Like usually I'm like, oh, he gets wrapped up, but I was pretty confident that was going to go right through that. But looks like they're going to give him 44 yards on that one. So I believe he's already up to 100 here in the first quarter. We got 48 seconds left. They're going to go Riley Kappas out of the gun this time, hand off to Lawson Oliphant on the jet sweep. Oliphant cuts it up, makes a couple men miss, and then he's going to try to
shoestring tackle.
Eke out of that one. But, yep, like you said, the shoestring got him down. Lawson Oliphant, someone who maybe coming into the year was I know I was thinking that he was going to kind of be a little bit more heavily featured a little bit here, but Gabe Armitage is kind of just like has really demanded the touches because he's just been so dynamic this year. But I think Lawson's going to have a big game this year where he's going to kind of have a breakout performance. Maybe we'll see that here later on tonight.
Yeah, I mean, last week was he the one that brought it back? No, he was the week before that brought back the opening kickoff.
Yep.
So
I'm glad you're keeping up, Coop.
Yeah,
my guy.
Right.
Thanks for following along the ride. And we're going to throw to the end zone. Cooper Roberts looking for his second score of the day. And guess what? He's going to get it. Double coverage, no problem. 27-yard strike.
Yeah, he put that where only Cooper could get that.
Cooper Roberts using every inch of that 6'5 frame. And you love to see it. 19-0 Cowboy lead here in the first quarter, as it's looking to be more of the same. At least from the first quarter on, or for the first quarter at least. Charlie Eggeman going to try to shake off the first miss of the year. And he will boot it through. I was going to say, if he misses twice, it's going to be like getting struck by lightning twice. But 20-0 Breckenridge lead. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
How much do you really know about insurance? You have to have it, and your family should be covered at all times in case of an accident. What coverage is the best for you? That's where independent insurance agents Tyler Kent and Brad Rivard at Red River Agency Incorporated of Breckenridge can help. They provide all your insurance needs for home, auto, farm, life, commercial, MPCI, and crop hail. It's that easy. Give Tyler Kent or Brad Rivard a call at 643-1623. Red River Agency Incorporated, always by your side.
And welcome back to Lake Park-Audubon High School, or secondary school. Apologies, I'm always getting the school names mixed up. I've never been here, so I'll give myself a pass on that one. As the Cowboys, if you guys are getting deja vu, the Cowboys are up 3 scores in the first quarter. It's like the 4th time this has happened today, and it's if the Cowboys can keep their foot on the gas here, it's going to be as good of a 3-game stretch of dominance as you've seen from the Cowboys.
Correct.
Goodness.
Correct. They've been running it through everyone, which is obviously I would give props to the seniors that have led them through to not let up at the end, because it's very easy to get up by 20, 30 in the first quarter and think you're going to roll them, but they sneak back with a couple touchdowns. But I think I'd give props to the seniors for keeping them through all these.
Yeah, that's why I always love when you can actually get the shutout all the way through.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
so hard to do, because you don't want to really give the guys grief.
Yeah.
But they come in at the end and give up some points, but it's really fun when they can come in and
because you're banking on some freshmen at the end, keep your shutout, and they might be keeping their players in to get that score. But
we might have to be singling out Paxton on the broadcast here. If he's getting burned here, we're gonna have to take him to task here. He blew the shutout.
I think I can give him a little grief for that. I think that's legal.
We'll have you do it. 20-0 Breckenridge lead as we start the second quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. LPA going to scoop this one up and take it to about the 30-yard line. And Connor Ernst over there to help out on the tackle. I believe we also have, I want to say that was number 55, Grayson Abel, freshman on the team. Let's say at $1.95. And Cowboys, their defense, obviously, pitching back-to-back shutouts, so can't really nitpick their performance too much as they keep it rolling here. And keep in mind for the listeners who maybe joined in a little bit late, LPA actually started their first drive on the Cowboy 21 because of a fumble, and that ended up not biting the Cowboys. They got the ball right back and turned into points. They got one receiver split out to the right, two to the left, and they're going to go with a delayed handoff. What a pop!
Yep, they're going to bury that one in the playbook. That one's not coming back out.
Avery Smith laying the boom. I'm sorry if that didn't make it on the YouTube stream. I really hope it did, because if it didn't, you guys probably heard it on here, and that is going to be Avery Smith's signature play for the year thus far. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that one was going nowhere.
He
knew exactly what was coming there.
That was a madman hit. He was fired up after that one. Looks like a 7-yard loss on the play, and it's been tough sledding to start off here for LPA and getting a punch in the mouth on their homecoming. And it's something they had, obviously a game they had circled on the schedule. You know, the Cowboys knocked them out of the playoffs last season, so looking to try to get a little bit of that revenge here tonight. They're going to go trips left. One running back lined up behind the QB. Receiver split out to the right. They're going to go to that receiver up the right sideline. Double coverage there, though, and overthrown.
Sideline's their best friend over there. They got to use it.
Lawson Oliphant helping out on the coverage. Looks like Charlie Craychaw was running with him. And I was talking with Coach Yagi about how this is going to be kind of the first real test for the secondary. But kind of off the air, I was telling a lot of people this year, I was like, I think the secondary is going to be okay, because it seems like kind of the ones that get burned on are the ones where it's like the surprise pass plays. But if you go into a week knowing it's a pass team, I think the secondary is going to be okay. But then I think the D-line is going to really kind of set the tone. And, right away they have, obviously.
Yeah, correct.
So,
and I think the secondary is in a good spot. I mean, they got athletes back there. Yep. Sanchez, he's a good player. He's a good athlete. So, I mean, that's a guy you can trust out there to hopefully make some plays for you.
I was telling Easton that I was marveling that it's one of the taller secondaries.
Yeah, correct.
I've covered with Aiden and Lawson. And another drop back pass for LPA. And Kai McDonald! My guy, Kai.
Keeping the pressure on him, that's for sure.
Tattooing him. Cowboys are teeing off. And apologies if I missed someone's sack earlier. But that was a heck of a hit.
Maybe a little pressure here on this punt here if they're going to be punting on their own 15-yard line here.
And we'll see. Oh, it is 4th and a mile. I always feel bad for the scorekeeper trying to figure that out. Yeah, we'll just say -10. Just call it even loss of 10. And the kick is up.
It's a good punt.
Charlie Craychaw is going to go way back and wave for the fair catch. So Cowboys will start it on their own about 38, 39-yard line. Second quarter. Apologies. Better get that updated on our nifty Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Thanks for everybody for bearing with us with all the lovely issues. 20-0 score on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. And the Cowboys looking to make it their third scoring drive in a row for the offense, as one of their touchdowns they have so far was a pick 6 from Cooper Roberts, his second of the year. I'll make sure to pull up who that ties him with in a little bit here, as Gabe Armitage is not going to get the handoff. Riley Kappas is going to call his own number, and maybe a gain of about 3 on the play.
Can't complain about 3 yards.
As Kappas set his squad up with a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that jet sweep really pulls out those outside backers, and it makes a DN pay attention a little bit and get right up inside that. So
did you guys have some of that in the offense when you were?
That was Visner's specialty.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, but I'd give it a little pass forward, so technically it'd be a pass.
Oh, my guy.
Yeah,
Pat in the stats. I like it. I would have done the same thing. Cowboys, the 2nd and 7 after the Kappas rush. This time it's going to be David Erlinson on the left side, being patient, waiting for the blocks to kind of line up, and he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, it took 4 guys to get him down.
Trying to, it looks like a 3rd and 3, and LPA going to come up with their second big stop of the day. Obviously, they had the fumble recovery on the first drive, and once again, I'm currently trying to pull it up. Defensive touchdowns in a season. We got Mike Clint. I'll tell you who else when we come back, as we got a man motioning over. Wildcat set with David Erlinson, bounce out to the right, and then a very nice open field tackle, but Erlinson's still going to be able to get the first. I want to say, looks like a gain of 2 on the play to move the sticks. Erlinson already with more carries tonight than he's had in the last 2 weeks. So once again, he's usually done by halftime, but all right, if my stats are to be believed, Cooper Roberts joins Luke Snyder, Kyle Larson, John Bogenreef. I believe John Bogenreef were also in the same game, mind you. Jeff Visner got his in a state title game. Kirk Johnson had 2, Ryan Watland, and Mike Clint, who I had mentioned earlier, all with 2 defensive touchdowns in the same season. And
hopefully he can find himself on top of that one.
I hope so, as Lawson Alfin is going to get the tote. He's going to cut it up and get about 7 yards on the play. Call it a gain of 6, 7. I'm not sure. There you go. I told Zakaira I was going to mix one into the broadcast. I promised her. Shout out Zakaira if you're listening. And
good little push by the big guys up front. Got a couple extra yards there.
Lawson Alfin sets up a 2nd and a short 4. Looks like I give him about 11 yards on his first 2 totes. 2nd and 4. And Alfin's going to be the tailback, along with Kappas. Kappas going to roll out to the left and toss it over to the flats to, looks like it is Gavin Hopper making his first grab of the year and making a couple guys miss while he's at it. Gavin Hopper getting involved in the pass game.
I'm not really sure where that corner was out there, but he had some room around him to run.
I was going to say, did someone run him off? I'm not sure. I was looking for him too. 15-yard completion up the left sideline. And Riley Kappas, I got him for 5 for 7 so far.
Yeah, it's efficient. He's going to be a real efficient quarterback if they're going to be that open tonight too.
And 2 receivers split out to the right. Wing back on the left. Tight end as well. Tailback to the right of Kappas. David Erlinson with a lot of room to run. Bulldozes one man, and then he's going to get leg tackled. But he is into the red zone once again. David Erlinson continues to just be a nightmare to tackle. No bueno. I would not be a fan.
No, that's a guy you gotta maybe grab his legs. I wouldn't try to hit him above the belt.
I don't know if I just got I got supremely lucky in my playing career, because I can't think of a single guy that was a terror to run up against physical. I mean, obviously I was on the team when we played against Ryan Smith. He was a terror in a different way, but not the
that's the guy you're just trying to catch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not that you're worried about him running through you.
I think it was because I got to be on the scout team against Steven, so it's when you go against Steven, it's maybe the other guys don't seem as good, but we got a timeout. This timeout brought to you by High Camp Construction. We'll take one with them. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. Cowboys up 20-0 here in the second quarter.
Ever notice how every other ad seems to be an insurance company promising to save you money?
What is with these insurance companies?
Hi, this is Matt.
And this is Amanda.
And we're your local State Farm agents.
We're here to debunk all the insurance junk.
What do you really need to know?
What is a fair and competitive price?
Let us make sure you are getting the best bang for your insurance dollar.
And find out why State Farm has been around for over 100 years and remains #1 today.
You know, Mom and Dad's favorite season is autumn. Crisp air, changing leaves, and a cozy life at Twin Town Villa.
That's for sure. Since they moved into Twin Town Villa, the change has been amazing.
Yeah, they're so relaxed and comfortable now.
And we've got the peace of mind, knowing that they're surrounded by kindness and security.
That's a great warm feeling as the weather gets cooler.
When the decision moves towards assisted living, fall into caring comfort.
It's not an easy decision, but at Twin Town Villa, it's the best decision all around. No matter what the season, you're never alone at Twin Town Villa.
And welcome back after that high cam construction timeout. We have a 20-0 score. If you missed the first quarter where all the fireworks happened, we had a 7-yard touchdown catch from Gabe Armitage, hauling it in from Riley Kappas. Cooper Roberts housed a pick from 35 yards, and then Cooper Roberts had another TD from 27 yards. And David Erlinson's going to get his first touchdown of the day while we're at it. Kind of stumbled when he got close to the end zone, so he's going to trip in, but...
Great block by Gabe. I don't know if you saw that, but he had a great block outside that David was able to get up inside, which was great.
Yeah, he's been doing a fantastic job in that wingback role.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything they've asked of him, and I want to call that a 19-yard rush. David Erlinson has now scored a touchdown in all but one of the games. That Parker's Prairie game where Riley Kappas got all three of the team's TDs. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep going with the QB game. As Charlie Eggman, really been in a slump lately. He's going to try to bounce back. And now he's 3 for 4 on the day. We'll take it 27-0. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, providing grain and agronomy services to help maximize your farm's potential. Red River Grain has been serving farmers for years with competitive prices and high-quality service. Speak to Brad, Carson, or Tammy for all of your grain and agronomy needs. Red River Grain, East Breckenridge, 643-3738. That's 643-3738, or you can find them online at redrivergrain.com.
And welcome back. Thank you very much, Coop, helping me out. As we got the 19-yard rush from David Erlinson to make it a 27-0 score. That happened with 6:25 left to go in the second quarter. And Erlinson, I'm going to have fun tallying up his rushing yards as he's actually getting pretty heavily featured today. As it's always kind of a bummer when they have to wrap it up by halftime. But I already got him for 9 carries so far, so that's pretty good.
It's pretty easy to coach a guy like him. Makes you look good.
Yeah, it does. And I'm sure that it's also just such a great luxury to have him as a blocker, too. I know it must be tough to figure out how to use him at times, but they're going to boot it away and fielded inside the 20.
Great tackle.
Oh, a heck of a tackle for sure. And the special teams picking up where they left
Avery,
off.
I believe.
Avery Smith having a day.
Good tackle.
Yeah, we got to go back and make sure we get that hit. I hope Robert's going to be able to get that on our plays of the week.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You can just put some music on it if I sounded silly. Or hopefully we just got it on camera. If not, we're gonna have to get off the huddle tape. See if Gavin's gonna come through on that. Hopefully, he's our huddle hookup. We'll see. Have it uploaded by tonight, buddy. And 6:20 left to go in the second quarter. Breckenridge up 27-0 on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Cowboys got 20 of those points in the opening quarter, and David Erlinson scored on the first play of the drive to start off to get their lone TD of the second quarter. And
that's not going to help. That's not going to help find some momentum.
Pre-snap penalty. LPA going to get backed up. We do not. Once again, we don't have a penalty sponsor, so unfortunately, we're just going to have to shout out our stock sponsor right now, All Season Solutions. Shout out to Tucker Snyder. Make sure to shout him out for all of your all-season solutions needs. Of course, he's going to get you covered if they take care of it. I think he's got a Facebook page. He'll take care of you. Is he even on the field right now? It works a little better when he's on the field. He must be getting a break. As they're going to split out a couple of receivers each side. Motion a man across to the right side. to receive, and they're going to actually do a screen to the left. Very nice setup there, but Breckenridge not fooled.
Good
Very
play.
nice leg tackle there by, I want to say that was, let's see when they pop out. I think that might actually be Craychaw. Yeah, Charlie Craychaw, correct.
Yeah, good play by him to beat that block and get to the play. That's huge.
Ended up being a loss of a couple, or no, my apologies.
Yeah.
Gain of 3. Forgot about the penalty. There we go. At least you're on top of it, Coop. Actually, the first pass completion of the day for LPA by my count.
They're going to have to hit quick stuff like that with how the D-line's getting to them today.
Sets up 2nd and 12. Cowboys up 27-0 with 5:39 left to go in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Dropping back to pass. They're looking to heave it down the left side. And the Cowboys are actually going to be the closest one to that, but not going to haul it in. Riley Kappas, deep man on the coverage.
Well, I almost was jinxed it with a deep pass right there after saying they should go short.
Yeah. No, you were trying to make them drop back and have to throw it deep because you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, that's right.
You're playing
That's
chess,
right.
they're playing checkers. I like it. 27-0 ball game. Turner Bluff is along with Cooper Yagi on the broadcast, and I've now had a different color guy every game this year. I'm keeping my streak going, I believe. I don't think anybody's been on twice. I think I might have a repeat guy next week if we don't find anybody. You know who I thought would be a really good one? If he, maybe he decides that this is up his alley. I should have asked him before the game. I think Luke Snyder would be a fantastic guy to have on here. I know he's at the games. I mean, Tucker's here after all, so I think he'd be great. Gavin doesn't seem to think so, but someone told me he took a vow of silence or something. I think he would do great if he came on the air with me, but we shall see. I mean, he's already at the games. Tucker's playing, so looks like we're going to have to take a timeout. A little bit of confusion for LPA once again, and we'll take a timeout with them. This timeout brought to you by Highcamp Construction. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, part of the i3G Sports Network. Breckenridge up 27-0.
What if you could store heat during off-peak hours when electric prices are lowest and use it when you need it? With a heat storage system, you can. Underfloor systems and other options heat your whole home or individual rooms so you can stay comfortable and save. Plus, they're at least 100% efficient, so no energy or dollars are wasted. With Otter Tail Power Company rebates, now's the time to see how you can store, heat, and save. Go to otpco.com/heat storage to get started.
OSPTI promotes specialized and extended training of therapists to better treat orthopedic injuries. OSPTI offers pool therapy to promote early return to activity and sport training, and also can enhance and challenge return to sport conditions. OSPTI promotes wellness progression with aftercare programs and programs open to the public, such as return to sport training, athletic enhancement, adult fitness classes, gym and pool memberships, and aquatic exercise classes for a patient to continue their wellness journey. Start your wellness journey by calling OSPTI today, 218-641-7725.
And welcome back after that Highcamp Construction timeout. LPA motioning a man over to make the right side the heavy side. They're going to toss another screen over the left side, and
Great
Avery
play.
Smith.
Another big play by him.
Kid has been a dog all day.
Yeah, he sniffed that one out.
And I've kind of felt a little bad for Avery because sometimes when you're on such a good defense, that's inevitably guys get lost in the shuffle. So I've been kind of waiting to see, just really kind of what is his kind of thing, because he just holds his own on everything. But I have learned today he's a thumper.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Three big plays already.
Yeah, I was going to say, evidently one of the harder hitters on this defense. So that's something to put a pin in for later, I'm sure, when he's going to probably injure someone later on in the game. So I'll be like, I told you guys to watch out. Kid's smacking dudes. And a little bit of a muffed snap, and we almost timed it up perfectly for Avery to block that, but instead it's going to be punted up the left sideline. Actually stayed in bounds for
rolled a little further
ways.
than I thought it was going.
Got a very nice roll. So Breckenridge will start on their own 35 on the right hash. Cowboys currently up and have not given up a score once again so far. Their offense has scored. Their defense has scored. Their special teams needs to get a touchdown to keep that streak going if they can score in all three phases. But the reality is right now their kick return team might not get a lot of looks. But
it's a good thing.
Yeah, that is obviously a good thing. But we'll see if the punt return team maybe is going to get a shot at it. We'll see. But
I think they might get a block. It looks like there's a chance to get one off the edge.
Yeah, it's still a special team score then.
Yes, correct.
And they're going to go with a pair of receivers to the left. They're going to motion Gabe Armitage into the backfield. think they are going to hand it off to David Erlinson on the right side. Erlinson.
That could have been a play that got 0, and he got 7 out of it. So.
I was going to say, I don't really know how he Houdini'd his way into a gain there, but he kind of got lost in the shuffle, but we're going to give him about, call it a gain of 6 for David Erlinson, his 10th rush of the day. 2nd and 4 for the Cowboys, who have scored on every drive they've had the ball, with the exception of their first drive where they fumble it away. Something that Coach Yagi is going to really crack down on in film, I'm sure. So we'll just hammer that one play for the whole week. And they got 2 receivers out, actually 3 receivers split out to the left. They got Armitage actually split out a little further than usual. And they're going to roll out to the left. Riley Kappas tosses it to the middle receiver on kind of a flood play, but Cooper Roberts not hauling it in. When you throw it too high for Cooper, you know something went wrong.
Then it's too high for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. 3rd and 4. After the incomplete pass. Thanks for everybody for joining in once again. And it's really fun to be able to get Cowboy football on the airwaves, even if I accidentally leave very important stuff at home and realize it 10 minutes outside of Lake Park. But shout out to everybody who was able to help get this game on the air. We got the Wapton game on the air today. Thank you to Carter Wanick for running the board for that. Appreciate you, bud. And we got 3rd and 4. Trips left once again. Single back set. Riley Kappas gets a snap. He's going to roll out to the left. He's going to keep it himself. Tucks it and runs for the first with ease. You must have heard me when I was talking about it earlier, Coop. That's what I'm thinking. So the radio guy seems to be onto something here. I should keep it and run. Probably gain of about 11 on the play for Kappas, who, like Erlinson, hasn't really been getting a lot of rush attempts because they haven't really needed to use him. So him getting 5 attempts, it all of a sudden seems like he's a workhorse again.
Yeah, he took the easy one there, which is smart.
11-yard rush for Kappas. Yeah, for sure. Don't try to do too much on that. They'll get a fresh set of downs now, and they'll hand it off to Lawson Oliphant on the right side. Oliphant with a nice cut up. I love how
Flight coming in late.
I like the way that he still just like explodes forward even after the contact. It's almost like he tries doing like you're trying to like box jump out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like trying to spring forward still. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the receiving end of someone doing that to you.
Oh, actually a penalty on the Cowboys. Holding. All right.
Came in late, which is weird, but.
Laundry on the field. It's going to get cleaned up. It's like All Season Solutions can clean up your guys' all of the stuff you guys need taken care of. I assume he's going to do some snow removal. I like to think it's all seasons.
Yeah.
And that'll back up the Cowboys. One of the few setbacks they've had tonight. 1st and 16. They got 3:09 left to go in this first half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard.
Based on the trend of the game, this won't take much to pick this up if it's David. Or if they're
I was
going to
say I see Dave on the sidelines, or else I'd be rolling with you. But looks like they're gonna roll with someone else.
Yeah, Coop
at least
over here
to start
too.
This drive. Yep, and Charlie Krejci, so getting a fresh set of dudes in there. Aiden Sanchez getting some run at receiver. Gavin Hofford, who had a catch earlier today. Lawson Oliphant, the running back. Single back set once again. Riley Kappas takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking left. Tosses it down the field, looking, and it is underthrown. Almost picked off, was looking for Aiden Sanchez, who got behind the defender.
Yeah, that was a tough catch to make. He might have thought that the corner was going to hit it, and he just missed it. And that's tough to focus on that.
Aiden, a big target, a junior on this squad, so someone that is definitely going to be getting a lot of opportunities to shine next year, but it's good to try to get him acclimated now, of course, when you got the weapons, get him the reps, too. Keep everybody else fresh. Turner Blofis along with Cooper Yagi once again. 27-0 score, 2:42 left to go in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Beautiful night for football. Can't believe we get this weather in October. And David Erlinson gets the first rush, and Erlinson keeps doing what Erlinson does.
Gets back to the sticks.
Call it a gain of about 6 or 7 on the play for Erlinson. As the Cowboys have just been putting in dominant performance after dominant performance this season. They got 2:20 left, 3rd and 10. And really the only blemishes on their record today is a fumble that they lost on their first drive, and Charlie Eggman missed an extra point. Yep, we're all very, very disappointed in Charlie. Already had like the greatest extra point season I had ever seen in person.
He's gotten a lot of them. Oh.
And now we have a muff snap, broken play, but David Erlinson's going to scoop it up and try to get it himself. Maybe he's going to get about half the yardage he needs, so I wouldn't be surprised if they keep the offense out there, you know, with how they've been moving the ball. But it looks like I think the punt team's going to be.
No, I think he's heading back out there.
All right.
There we
go. Looks like it. Riley Kappas sticking with it. Yeah, the nice thing is that I like about your cousin, Coach Cars here, is he usually actually brings in a lot more subs for the punt team. So that usually gives me a little bit of a better indication.
Yeah,
so selfishly,
that does help. Yeah.
Selfishly, I'm like, all right, looks like the punt team's coming
Until
out
he goes
there.
quick kick on you.
Yeah, exactly. Got two receivers split out, wing back and a tight end on the right side for this 4th and 5. And rolling out to the left is Kappas. He's going to keep it himself
Good
on the
play.
sweep and gets a really nice block out there on the outside for the first down.
Running through a guy. There we go.
Putting that shoulder down. I mean, the kid wrestles, so you know he loves the physicality. You usually don't hear the wrestler-quarterback hybrid.
No, that is a different combination.
That's created in the lab. I didn't even know those existed, but we'll see how many yards they give him on the play. Looks like a gain of
we're hurrying it up here.
Gain of 20 on the play. And apologies. Better make sure the camera catches up here as we're going to take a timeout to avoid any penalties that could potentially come out of the hurry up. And we'll take a break with them. 27-0 with 58 seconds left to go in this opening half on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. You're listening to Breckenridge Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live. And this, by the way, this is brought to you by Highcam Construction.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Farmers Union Oil, Southern Valley.
And welcome back as Breckenridge is going to try to get some more points before halftime. They got just under a minute left to do it. They'll fake the handoff. Riley Kappas looking for the end zone, and it is a jump ball that's going to be hauled. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch by Levi.
That would have been maybe the second best catch of Levi's career. That one-hander is still, one of the early weeks, is still going to be number one for me.
Looks like the guy in defense is feeling that a little bit after Levi went up against him.
That's how you know you're a dude.
Yeah.
I hit you and I'm in pain. This doesn't work out right. Levi can say, how does it feel to hit steel? That'll work. After the incomplete pass. And Riley Kappas' completion percentage is going down a little bit here. A few incompletions in a row, getting a little more aggressive. That tends to happen. We'll see what he's got here. Rolling out to the right. And tosses it to the middle receiver, Cooper Roberts, who's going to be by the right sideline.
Hopefully he got out of bounds there.
Yeah, I was going to say he needs to be conscious of that. Looks like they were able to get about 12 yards on the catch. Roberts up to 58 yards on 4 grabs. He's got 2 touchdowns on the day, one of them on defense. Took a pick to the house and then also grabbed a 27-yard pass after the fake handoff. We got a touchdown once again. Levi Christensen.
Yeah. There we go.
Dragging across the middle for 6. 11-yard touchdown strike. Riley Kappas and Cowboys up 34-0 once, or 33-0. Look at me just assuming Charlie's going to boot it through once again, but
yeah, it looks like they're staying in their man coverage, which looks like we're kind of picking that apart a little bit with pretty much everything we're doing.
34 seconds remaining in this opening half. Breckenridge up 33-0. Charlie Legeman, as we've called him this year. 34-0. Breckenridge leads after the extra point. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. You're also listening on YouTube at KBMW News Live, all part of the i3G Sports Network.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
And welcome back, as we got a 34-0 score with 34 seconds left, coincidentally, in this first half. Breckenridge in the lead, and just another dominant start to the ball game. And what do you think has been the most impressive thing you've seen so far here in in another dominant start to the game? Oh, apologies, Coop.
No, you're good.
Better
Like
get
I said,
better get your mic on.
looks like they're sticking in man coverage on defense, and we're getting those easy outs and kind of everything we want in the pass game, which is obviously our run game is something that we – oh, my gosh.
Oh, and they're going to – looks like they're going to maybe go with a hit to the head on that one, which is unfortunate.
I don't think he hit him that – I thought he kind of just went right over him.
Yeah, it looked like he was just
I'm not sure who that was.
Fly over. I think
was it Brock?
I want to say it was Joey Lopez.
Okay.
So potentially a flag here, but hopefully not going to be too detrimental in a 34-0 game. But
personal foul against the Cowboys.
Personal foul. So 15-yarder. And
it's not great right before half.
No, but we'll see if Cowboy defense is going to get another opportunity. And looks like they're going to go into the prevent. You're backing up the secondary. Once again, we had mentioned the height in the secondary with Lawson Alpha and Aiden Sanchez. We'll see if they get a jump ball opportunity. Maybe if 6'5" Cooper Roberts is going to be dropping from his outside backer position, if he's going to be helping out. Actually, they're going to bring him up. So never mind, no prevent. As they're just going to fake the handoff, go with an out route. It's going to be hauled in. Riley Kappas trying to make the one-on-one tackle, misses. And he's going to get run down from behind.
Inbounds, what?
Ooh. And now there's going to be another penalty over by the sideline. And apologies, Coop. I didn't see what happened on that one. I was trying to kind of.
No, I missed the flag there too.
Around. Maybe a late hit on that, or horse collar tackle. And another personal foul on the Cowboys.
Face mask.
So after the face mask penalty, LPA going to get some more yardage here. So
they're not really scoring on us right now. We're scoring on ourselves.
For sure. Two penalties. Definitely. One of them is bad enough, but getting two on the same drive, that's definitely going to be a topic of discussion going into halftime, keeping everything perfect. Because two penalties right there, all of a sudden your potential shutout streak could be coming to an end. As I know that's pretty trivial, but as someone who has been part of a defense, you obviously take pride in that stuff. So into the red zone. Maybe I'm old school. I'm not sure.
No, 100%. You want those shutouts.
15 yards to go. And they're going to go 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol set. Dropping back to pass. And heave into the end zone. It's going to be caught. And it is caught for a 15-yard score. Got to get the number on that one. I think that was Troy Nerdahl with a 15-yard grab. But like we have been talking about, the penalties are what set that one up.
Yeah, the penalties scored on that drive, which is too bad right before half, but I guess it'll give them some fire going into half.
I say the silver lining is gives the kick return team another shot.
There we go.
So that's, if there's any
special teams touchdown,
if there's any positive takeaways from Breckenridge not keeping the shutout streak going for 3 games, we'll have that at least. As LPA is on the board with a 15-yard score, trying to put the extra point, make it 35-7. or 34-7, apologies. And it is through the uprights, 34-7, with 11 seconds left to go on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard in this opening half. You're listening to Breck Football on B92.7 FM.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heidkamp Construction in Wapton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948.
And welcome back as we have a 34-6 game. Breckenridge gives up their first touchdown in 3 weeks. And it was a 15-yard hookup between Luka Besky and Troy Nerdahl, finding Nerdahl on the left side of the end zone for the TD. And 34-6 is your score. Breckenridge has 11 seconds to answer before halftime. And then LPA actually will get the ball to start the second half. So Raiders with a little momentum on their homecoming/senior night.
Well, it's time for the special teams to get their touchdown here.
Potentially, we shall see. As they're looking to make it 3 weeks in a row with a special teams touchdown. Squib kick. It's going to go over the second line. And hauling it in is Joey Lopez. Joey Lopez going to the right side. Makes a man miss up the right sideline.
Flag back.
And after tossing a man down, he's going to get wrapped up near the 50. But
Two flags down. Jeez.
We'll see what the laundry is for. So there's now 1 second left in the half. Maybe they'll be able to just get one more play. Wouldn't be surprised if they try running one with Dave and see if he busts one here, but maybe they're just going to kneel on it and take it to half. But what do you got to lose? 34-7.
Holding against the Cowboys.
Holding is going to bring back the nice return from Joey Lopez, one of the faster guys on the team. And Breckenridge has got 2 touchdowns. I believe actually all three of their 4 touchdowns on offense have come through the air. I didn't realize Riley Kappas has already had 3 TDs for the day.
It's a good first half.
Yeah, I kind of fell asleep on that one, guys. And
these penalties in a touchdown might bring them out a little bit of fire in the second half. Something to get yelled at about.
Yeah, for sure. As Riley Kappas going to hurt that yards per carry average really quick here and take it at halftime.
That's why you got to do it under center.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Good. I would just I would go rogue and say I thought we were doing a tush push, but evidently not. So they'll knee on it, and we'll take it into our Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show. Your #1 grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Your score heading into the half is 34-7. Breckenridge in the lead. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, all part of the i3G Sports Network.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
My name is Christy Baumhart. I am proud to be a part of the school district with dedicated staff, including administration, teachers, paraprofessionals, cooks, and custodians who are kind, caring, compassionate, and committed to the students in our district. They support, respect, and help one another succeed. One thing I am really excited about is the technology available to our students as it enhances their learning experience in the classroom. Not only as an employee, but also as a parent, I know the benefits of having both my children in the Breckenridge School District. Breckenridge Pride. We inspire to excel.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Is insurance just a monthly payment to you? If so, remember why it's really there. To protect the life you love. Choose a company that sees you more than a policy number. When you work with a Country Financial rep, you get more out of your insurance. More personalized home and car coverage to protect what matters most to you. More guidance without all the industry jargon. And more confidence that a real person will show up if something goes wrong. I'm Casey Formnak, your Country rep here in the Wapaton area. I care about people in this community, and I'll take the time to get to know you so I can help protect you and your family. Call me at 701-353-6071 to experience more. Again, that's 701-353-6071.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening, because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Fall is here, and Gripper Sports Store has you covered. Check out their brand new fall sports apparel and gear up for the season. And it's not just sports. Grippers also offers professional inscription work for your business attire. Look sharp on the field and in the office with Gripper Sports Store.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heidkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heidkamp Construction in Wapaton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948.
And welcome to the Mincode Ag Products Halftime Show, your number one grain marketing, or my apologies, your number one grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. And now I got you set up, Coop. Sorry about that. 34-7 your score. Breckenridge leading LPA here at LPA. Once again, I've never been to this field before, but it's gorgeous. You guys definitely got to make the trip next time, but appreciate you guys tuning in the broadcast either way. But run through some stats for you for the first half. But before we do, once again, Coop, I know I already kind of threw it over to you to kind of see what was really kind of stand out to you for that half. But maybe if you want to focus on like a certain player that maybe tonight that has kind of jumped off the page for you. I know mine's going to be number 24 on the defense for sure. If you want to shout out Avery, I'm okay with us doubling up on that.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Yeah, Avery's had a great first half. I mean, he's had some key tackles, but also – I mean, obviously, you're going to give a lot of props to David. You're about to say the stats, but, I mean, he's put together a stat line already. And being the back he is, one of the best backs in the state, I mean, you hand him the ball every time, you're going to have no problems with that.
And we'll run through the stats for you. We got Riley Kappas right now. I have him for 7 for 12 for 91 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day. Probably I'll take you through the scoring after we get all that wrapped up as well. And then 1 fumble lost for his rushing, but other than that, he's got 6 carries for 35 yards. And also getting a couple rushes. I got Lawson Oliphant for 2 carries for 11 yards. I think I might have actually forget to give him credit on one. Apologies. But 1 carry for 5 yards for Gabe Armitage. And as promised, that David Erlinson stat line you're looking for. 12 carries, 156 yards, and believe it or not, that actually hurt his yards per carry because he's been that dominant this year. He's been averaging.
Yeah, that's nuts.
He's been averaging like Reggie Bush plus 6 yards for his yards per carry.
Well, that's his problem. No one's tackling him on the first hit. It's always the third guy that comes in. He's running his feet to that first guy every time.
Whole package for sure. So 156 yards already on his 12 totes, and then catching the ball 4 times for 58 yards. Is Cooper Roberts, and then I got 1 catch for 15 yards for Gavin Hoffert, and then an 11-yard grab for Levi Christensen, along with a 7-yard catch for Gabe Armitage. Cooper Roberts had a pick, as well as Kai McDonald had a sack. I want to say someone else had a sack too, and then we got a TFL for Avery Smith, a couple of them I think, and we'll go into the scoring now. With 3:54 left, it's kind of crazy how out of hand the first quarter got because all those points came in the last 4 minutes of the first quarter. Yeah. 3:54 left in the that is when the first score came, a 7-yard TD strike. Riley Kappas, actually on 4th down, if I remember correctly, correct? I think. Maybe it wasn't. I think it was on 4th down. You guys can correct me. If anyone's got my number, feel free to shoot me a text and let me know if that was on 4th down or not. But a 7-yard touchdown grab nonetheless. Riley Kappas on the run, tossing it to the back of the end zone for Gabe Armitage. On the ensuing LPA possession, Cooper Roberts snagged a pick, took it 35 yards, his second pick 6 of the year in back-to-back weeks, mind you. Also got a nice little celly before he even got into the end zone. I was loving that, the high stepping. But
love to see it.
Yeah, I do love to see it. Yeah, we're pro celebration here. If you get the flag, we'll
let the kids have fun.
We'll pay your fine. If you get the flag. So Cooper Roberts with another touchdown on the next time Breckenridge got the ball. 27-yard strike, Riley Kappas' second TD pass of the day. And then with 6:25 left in the second quarter, first play of the drive, actually, after Breckenridge took over, 19-yard David Erlinson rush. And then with 34 seconds left, 11 yards, a touchdown for Levi Christensen. Forgot to write down who caught it. Apologies, Levi. First TD of the year, I believe. I got to make sure to double check that on the stats, but first time Levi's found the end zone this year by my count at least. And then LPA was able to get on the board with 11 seconds left in the first half. A 15-yard catch. Once again, it was hauled in by Troy Nerdahl from Luca Besky. So the pair of seniors hooking up on senior night for the lone score of the half. And that is a look at your scoring. All your State Farm stat report brought to you by the local State Farm agents, Matt and Amanda Frederick. And we'll take a quick break here on the halftime show and loop back and maybe loop to a couple keys of the second half, or maybe a couple things we want the Cowboys to maybe try to work on a little bit here. I know it's been hard to pick them out in these lopsided games, but you're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 and the Minn Kota Ag Products halftime show.
Get more done with Lilligard, your local Bobcat dealer and full-service heavy-duty truck shop in Wapaton. From rugged Bobcat compact tractors and loaders to expert truck repairs, Lilligard keep your farm, acreage, and fleet running strong. Whatever the job, mowing, fencing, grading, or keeping your big rigs on the road, count on Lilligard for power and reliability. Visit Lilligard on Highway 13 West in Wapaton or call 701-642-9129. Lilligard, built to keep you moving. Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
Minn Kota Ag Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wapaton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
Everybody likes discounts, and really, who doesn't want to save money, especially on their auto insurance? Hi, I'm Carson Zard, a Nodak Insurance Company agent in Wapaton, North Dakota. Talk to me about how we can save you money by taking advantage of our multi-vehicle, multi-line, EFT, safe driver, and good student discounts. Call 701-642-9251 for your quote. I'm Carson Zard, your agent with answers. I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call for a quote today.
Welcome back to the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show, your number one grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. Turner Bluffus along with Cooper Yagi, and you know what? Let's pick out a couple things, a couple themes for the second half that we think Coach Yagi is letting the squad know they need to be working on. Apologies, we actually have someone. Oh, sorry, Coop. Don't know who that neighbor was from the booth, but
sorry, what'd you say?
No, you're good. I was gonna say, what do you think Coach Yagi's message is for the boys heading into the second half?
You know, obviously you can't complain much about a 34-7 lead at half, but I mean, there's always things to fix. Whether it's that first fumble that you have, obviously ball security is huge, and then those penalties that pretty much scored them that touchdown is something that you need to avoid, because penalties, you're just shooting yourself in the foot there, and that's not what you need to do right before half.
All right, you're the QB, so you can take me through this, because I have no experience in this area of how this would maybe factor into it. But they're almost always doing just the handoffs out of the shotgun, you know, just the side-to-side handoff.
Yeah.
So on that play, they motioned David Erlinson in the backfield, kind of more so the pistol. So a little bit, just a very slightly different handoff. But, like, I mean, to me, that doesn't look like anything that's any different. I don't know for you, like, I would like to think it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they work on it plenty during the week, and it's just second nature at this point.
Exactly. And I know that they've been running out of the gun for the last few years, so it's not one of those things, but I just want to pick your brain a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, maybe his arm's in a tiny different spot, or maybe he didn't get it in there. I mean, there's many things that can go into it, but
I'm gonna complain about it as little as possible, because after being the biggest hater of the pistol offense when I was in high school, I don't know what my deal was. Maybe I just wasn't fun, or maybe I just hadn't seen enough good running backs play out of it, but I used to be the biggest hater, and now I wish every single team was running a pistol offense.
It's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of things out of it, which is fun. And obviously, Coach Yagi, he's a very creative, offensive-minded guy, which kind of makes it fun for everyone watching. And I'm sure he's got a lot more to show, but, I mean, he's not going to show it right now when he's got a big year ahead, hopefully.
Yeah, I remember one time he was kind of giving me grief. He's like, "But buddy, we run all the same stuff out of it." So like, what are you getting so worked up about? And I was like, I don't know, man. I just really love kind of the traditional stuff. But I don't even know. We were talking one week. I don't even know who the fullback would be on this team. You know, if they're still running like a traditional set. I said Connor Ernst would be kind of
he could be a guy.
Yeah. But it's just
or also you could put Lawson at running back with David at that fullback. I mean,
that would
But also
we'd all be upset.
Yeah, you also got to give David touches. He needs to touch the ball because
I actually had one of the coaches text me that if we were running our same old offense and he was just going up the middle like for 2-yard chunks all the time, you'd be complaining the whole broadcast. And I said, you're not wrong, but. I don't know. Gavin Peterson had fun doing it. He was kind of the prototypical, actually fun to watch fullback.
Yeah.
Few and far between.
Got to respect fullbacks, though.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, because they can all beat me up, for sure. I don't.
Bowling balls.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've met a fullback that I was like, oh, you look like pain's an issue.
Mess with.
Yeah. Have you ever met a fullback who was soft? I highly doubt it. That's an oxymoron. But we'll see what the Cowboys have for this second half as they lead 34-7. You're listening to the Minn Kota Ag Products Halftime Show. Once again, your number one grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. And Cowboys will be booting it away once again to start off the second half. So just giving you an update on that. Listening to Cowboy football once again.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening, because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Fall is here, and Ripper Sports Store has you covered. Check out their brand new fall sports apparel and gear up for the season. And it's not just sports. Rippers also offers professional inscription work for your business attire. Look sharp on the field and in the office with Ripper Sports Store.
Big jobs, small jobs, and everything in between. Heitkamp Construction has served commercial and industrial clients in the Southern Valley and beyond since 1982. They are your fully licensed construction company, providing earthwork, paving, structural steel, and more. Need a new concrete parking lot or roofing? How about a new metal building for your farm or business? Call Heitkamp Construction in Wahpeton today at 642-5948 for superior construction service you can trust. Call 642-5948. Get more done with Lilligard, your local Bobcat dealer and full-service heavy-duty truck shop in Wahpeton. From rugged Bobcat compact tractors and loaders to expert truck repairs, Lilligard keep your farm, acreage, and fleet running strong. Whatever the job, mowing, fencing, grading, or keeping your big rigs on the road, count on Lilligard for power and reliability. Visit Lilligard on Highway 13 West in Wahpeton or call 701-642-9129. Lilligard, built to keep you moving. Buying a new home is an exciting experience, but it can be a stressful one too. Miller Realty can help relieve some of that stress with a simple formula of integrity, trust, and most importantly, experience. Their talented team is made up of Guy, Shelly, Jared, Lisa, Melissa, and Stephanie. They've put in the years helping people buy and sell their homes, and they understand this market. Miller Realty is a trusted legacy business in the Twin Towns. Put their knowledge and experience to work for you. Miller Realty in Breckenridge, a lasting tradition of experience, knowledge, integrity, and trust. Find them online at GuyMillerRealty.com.
And welcome back as we get ready to wrap up the Main Code Ag Products Halftime Show, your #1 grain marketing and production agriculture supply company. And I got told to read off some scores, and I said send them to me, and then I got told I couldn't. I don't know why, but it's a funny world we live in. But I heard that OTC's tied. I think someone had said.
Yeah, and then Managa's losing to New York Mills.
There you go.
He said so.
Oh,
yeah.
New York Mills has had the worst luck of like any team I've ever seen in my life because they have all one-score losses and then one game that they lost by 12.
Well, maybe they can hold on to this one.
They're 0-5 in almost all one-score games. That's like the opposite of the Vikings that one year. All right, looks like we got some scores our way. Oh, there's a lot of them. I'll go through it after we get a little break in the action as we got a little squib kick once again, scooped up right by the sideline. Make sure to get that quarter updated for you.
Flight coming in. I think that's on them. That better be 15 yards on them.
On OTC?
On
or
LPA.
My apologies. I'm looking at the black jerseys. And I had just said that it looked like OTC's field. Oh.
Yeah.
Apologies. And this is nowhere near as bad as that year where we started off the year with 5 straight teams that started with a P. As LPA is going to get the flag.
We gained one of our personal fouls back.
It's all evening out. You ever gotten any of those in your day, Coop, for high school football?
Not that I remember.
No fun ones?
No fun ones, which is maybe a good thing.
Yeah.
Keep the coach's blood pressure down.
I got one on the first play of the game one time, and Coach Herter was very upset with me.
I believe it.
Yeah.
You get him going, he's going.
Yeah. It's like I said, to be fair, I didn't know I was going to get a penalty. And that'll back them up once again, so they'll start this drive on their own 20. LPA, if I call them OTC again, you guys just got to ride with it. Ride the momentum from last week. And a little motion to change the formation. Got a fullback to the left of the QB. And then a little quick hitter out to the flats. Charlie Kraychaw getting out there to tackle. Yeah, hyped about it. Kraychaw had a nice little game at corner, too. He didn't get burned on that one screen that came his way. Get about 4 on the play.
Yeah, if you can sniff out those screens early, you usually have a pretty wide open tackle if you can beat yourself to the blockers.
LPA came into this game ranked number 18 in the state by QRF. Breckenridge been sitting atop the QRF for the last few weeks. And Breckenridge showing why they got that ranking with another dominant first half, and we'll see if they can keep it rolling here in the second. LPA with some more motion. Cowboys adjusting the formation accordingly. Another handoff out of the gun, and nice burst through the defense that time. Coming out to make the tackle is Lawson Oliphant.
Good on him to come up and make that tackle. Obviously, they still got 7 yards, but good on him coming up and blowing.
I love that usually the free safety is like a guy that you usually don't exactly fear, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the last guy that just doesn't get beat. So Lawson Oliphant's a bit of a change of pace in that sense, where he's coming up to thump you. Kind of more of an Earl Thomas free safety type.
Yeah, a lot of safeties you'd see backing up at that, maybe catching him when he comes to you. But yeah, Lawson, he went to him.
What's the? I'm trying to think of what the verbiage is that they like use now when they talk like NFL or something like that, where they want you. They're just like leave the corners unblocked. You know what I mean? Like they're not tackling me one-on-one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I heard there was like a phrase for it, but QB keeper is going to get blown up in a hurry by Connor Ernst. Connor Ernst, another thumper on the defense. I made sure to shout him out a few times this year because he can bring a lick for sure. Him and Avery Smith in that linebacking core. David Erlinson, of course, as well. We already talked about everything else Dave's good at, so
yeah.
we can
move on from David now.
Yeah, we can show some love to the backers. David's on pace for 300 yards tonight, but we'll just talk about everybody else. Shout out his O-line, of course. Always doing a good job of paving lanes for him. Guys like Landon Schillinger, Sullivan Michael as well.
Yeah, he's got a really athletic line in front of him, which they move people around, and David finds his way through there.
Tucker Snyder as well on that line. Tegan Abel. Apologies if I missed anybody on there. Levi Christensen helping out from his tight end spot, of course. Another handoff. So the LPA getting a couple nice holes here to start off.
Yeah, he did a nice job following his blocker there. He had his hand on his back going through the hole, but, I mean, it's still 3rd and 8 here, so expect a pass.
I don't think you might not have as good of an answer for this like right now, Cooper, because you're like still pretty like freshly out of high school. You know, like only 4 or 5 years. But you got any players right now you look at, you're like, that kind of reminds me a little bit of me. You know, back in the day. I don't know. It could be either side of the ball.
Well, obviously, I mean, Riley runs the ball well. I mean, that's pretty much. I was kind of a glorified running back that just got the ball snapped to him. So, I mean, Riley runs the ball well, and I think that's someone that kind of, I mean, it's a good comparison.
Yeah,
I guess.
Riley's a good open field tackler too. You know,
Yeah.
I might be. He did just miss that one in the open field, but we won't reflect on that one too much. But usually a good open field tackler. That's what I always loved about your game. But we got a quick throw out and a big slash to the defense. Yeah, but we definitely need one for Breckenridge. And Charlie Crenshaw is going to save the touchdown along with Riley Kappas. And LPA getting a spark here. And I think that's a gain of about 47 on the play.
Yeah, I think Riley got sucked down a little bit there with that play action, and it's tough to recover from that if you're 4 yards behind him.
So I heard the announcers talking about me. Game's still going on. Here we go. He's going to get a little breather as LPA enters the red zone. I think only their second trip into the red zone today as Gabe Armitage will spell Kappas.
Hopefully Kappas isn't banged up or anything.
Yeah, and I know that there's a couple guys that usually start on defense that I haven't really seen as much today, but I don't know if that's like a conscious choice to, have them only go one way, or if some guys are getting saved because they're a little banged up.
Getting guys reps is always good, but hopefully, like you said, it's nothing injury-wise.
As the quarterback's going to get flushed out of the pocket to the left. Heaves it, and it is going to be incomplete. Ends up going out of bounds. Charlie Crenshaw was the closest one to it from his corner position. Cowboys up 34-7 once again here at LPA, and LPA got a couple points right before halftime, or else it would still be a potentially a third straight shutout for the Cowboys. But
yeah, we can't let them stay on their run here. Hopefully they don't pick up where they left off in the first half and get another score here. So we got to bear down and get a stop here.
2nd and 10 for LPA, and also got to make sure to keep an eye on Kappas. Hopefully it's not because he's banged up walking the sideline.
Hopefully he's just winded.
Might have to have his brother Jordan Kappas come in and finish it out at QB. But we'll see. As another pistol set, 2nd and 10.
They're doing a lot of this flopping stuff across with the tight end and wing.
And after faking the handoff, throw it to the flats, and I know that DB wasn't going to have fun if Aiden Sanchez was going to be able to get there to lay a lick. We got a 34-7 score once again with 8:02 left to go in the third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Breckenridge got off to a 34-0 lead here. Scored 3 times through the air, once on the ground, and took an interception to the house as well. And now they've scored 4 defensive touchdowns this year. Some 2001 Ravens stuff. Good Lord. Or is it 2000? I'm not sure. Shouting out the wrong year. 3rd and 10. And, I was going to say, how do you get through so easily? It's to set up the screen. Levi Christensen running in.
Even if you would have caught that, I think we were all over that one.
Yeah,
so.
Avery Smith was ready to add another one to the huddle reel. Yeah. Racking him up. He said, I don't get a lot of opportunities to tackle because my D-line keeps eating everything up, so I got to make sure to make it count.
Yeah, he's got to take advantage of a team that throws it around a little bit, or at least trying to.
They'll feel your presence. 4th and 10 here in the red E red zone once again. Breckenridge going to try to come through once again here as LPA is going to have 3 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Tailback lined up behind Besky. Besky dropping back to pass. And he's getting flushed out once again. Takes a big hit as he throws to the end zone, but it's going to be just a little underthrown. And looks like David Erlinson might have got banged up laying that hit.
Yeah, that quarterback felt some pressure there. There were guys all over the place. He just threw it up and hoped to land on the right side.
Incomplete pass gives Breckenridge the ball back. And looks like Erlinson's going to be all right after that one. Said, buddy, he's like, buddy, I might only get 3 more carries the rest of the game. You're keeping me in here on offense. Let's see if he's going to try to bust one here. Other players out there for the Cowboys. Cooper Roberts split out with Gavin Hoffert.
Looks like Riley's back out there, so that's a good sign.
Riley Kappas at QB. Levi Christensen at the tight end. Gabe Armitage at his wing spot. They're going to motion David Erlinson behind the QB, and none doing there. Maybe got back to the line. And some Cowboy faithful looking
Fans
for a
want
flag. Yeah, I don't know. That just kind of looked like one of those standard trying to play to the whistle, but all of our momentum's going down.
If we were on the other side of it, we would have loved it. So, I mean.
Yeah. Way to make a play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Erlinson getting a yard on the play. Had 156 at the half once again. Erlinson actually lost, or Erlinson will get the carry once again here. I'm loving some of the cuts we're seeing. And
good block
again
by Gabe.
Gabe Armitage being a dog down the field. Packs a punch.
Good for a first down.
Erlinson will move the sticks. Call it a gain of a smidge over 9. Cowboys on their own 21-yard line. See if they can hit pay dirt again here. Maybe you're going to be going to Gabe Armitage. Haven't called his name in a little bit.
Unless he's blocking.
True. He said, I don't want the ball. I just want to throw some more blocks here. They're going to fake the handoff. Riley Kappas.
Nice.
Looking out to the left where he's got an open receiver who's going to make a man miss. And picking up the big gain this time. I believe it is Craychaw.
Yep.
It is.
Good on Riley for taking the very easy play out there. That corner's back and way off. Take the easy hitch.
I know it's a good sign when the former quarterback Cooper is getting excited about an open receiver before I spot it. I'm like, uh-oh. And it seems to be they're kind of really favoring the middle guy, it seems like, whenever they have everybody coming across. Like that middle layer, it seems like.
8-9 yards off that outside receiver, which is weird. I mean, they could hit him all night out there and make him come up, but obviously he comes up, go right over top.
First catch of the day for Craychaw. And
so they don't even have a guy over him. Oh, there we go.
Motion a man over. They'll hand it off this time to Gabe Armitage.
There we go. He gets his touch.
And Armitage going to be shy of the sticks, and didn't see how many yards Krajcik got on that last one. I want to say it was a gain of about 10 or 11, I want to say. Come on now. Gavin, Gavin's got to be on top of this. He promised he would look out for me. Said I said, can you keep an eye out for some stats? He said, I got you. That didn't happen, but I'm throwing you under the bus regardless. I already blamed Cooper for us not getting on the air on time. So
yeah, that one could be my fault.
I'm throwing everyone under the bus today.
I was running in when the fumble happened.
Cooper pulled over to save someone who was having some issues on the side of the road, and he was a little late. So 2 receivers split out right. Tight end and a wing back on the left once again. Handoff to Lawson Oliphant, who actually bulldozes one of his own teammates, it looks like. And then he gets wrapped up. I think it was actually Gabe, and then Gabe's fired up about something. I'm not sure what happened there.
LPA is having a little more success here with our run game, but looks like we're putting David back in to see if they actually can do that.
Give Lawson Oliphant about 5 yards on the carry. And sets up 3rd and call it a long 4. Apologies, I know I probably missed one of those carries on the way here as I was trying to calculate Craychaw's yardage. Someone will probably text me what it was as we get a jet sweep to Gabe Armitage. See if he can get the first down. And, oh, nice tackle there. I think that was number 18 Leaf
yep.
Shervy.
Armitage on the carry with Shervy.
The newest member of the All-Turner Blofis name team.
Moving the chains.
Shout out to Leaf Shervy. Love that. And Gabe Armitage. Let's see where they down him at about the 30. Called a gain of 7 on the play. Someone might be a little banged up on the play. Looks like it's David Erlinson. Might have tweaked his ankle.
Injury timeout on the play.
So as they tend to Erlinson, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, all part of the I3G Sports Network.
Minn Kota Egg Products proudly supports the communities we serve by sponsoring the broadcast of this high school sporting event. When a team takes the field, there is nothing like experience you can count on to produce a winning season. Minn Kota has that experienced team, supported by the latest technology, products, equipment, and information to deliver a winning game plan for your farm. Contact our locations in Breckenridge, Barney, Kent, Wyndmere, Wahpeton, and Colfax. Let our team lead you to a successful farming season.
Everybody likes discounts, and really, who doesn't want to save money, especially on their auto insurance? Hi, I'm Carson Zard, a Nodak Insurance Company agent in Wahpeton, North Dakota. Talk to me about how we can save you money by taking advantage of our multi-vehicle, multi-line, EFT, safe driver, and good student discounts. Call 701-642-9251 for your quote. I'm Carson Zard, your agent with answers. I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call for a quote today.
Recovering your health and getting back to your best life. That's what Quality Recovery from Optimum Rehab can do for you. Physical therapist Dr. Anthony Eggeman will set up an individual plan to get you to your goals. He believes that this is the perfect way for you to recover your health. What you get with Optimum Rehab is time and attention, thorough assessments, and effective treatments. So if it's back pain, achy joints, recovery from surgery or injury, it's likely that physical therapy from Optimum Rehab can help. So take your life into your own hands with Optimum Rehab. Visit myoptimumrehab.com.
And welcome back. David Erlinson was able to walk off the field despite the terrifying body language of head coach Carson Yegi as Riley Kapp is looking for his 4th TD strike of the day. What a grab!
What a catch.
Double coverage once again. Cooper Roberts doesn't need to use the body, just the hands, and good golly once again.
Yeah, Riley had an open receiver outside, but he's like, let's go let Cooper make another play.
Give him 25.
That's what he did.
25 yards on the play.
Goal Cowboys at the 3-yard line.
It's a nice target to have, and you can throw it up to him and have confidence he's going to come down with it every time.
About 25 yards.
Timeout here.
We'll make sure to double check the yardage as we enter the red zone. We'll take a very quick break. Breckenridge up 34-7, looking to add to it as they got 1st and goal when we come back. You're listening to Breck Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live.
What if you could store heat during off-peak hours when electric prices are lowest and use it when you need it? With a heat storage system, you can. Underfloor systems and other options heat your whole home or individual rooms so you can stay comfortable and save. Plus, they're at least 100% efficient, so no energy or dollars are wasted. With Otter Tail Power Company rebates, now's the time to see how you can store, heat, and save. Go to otpco.com/heat storage to get started.
Welcome back, Breckenridge. A 34-7 lead on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. And the Cowboys, we'll see what they got for this 3 yards to hit pay dirt. And Avery Smith maybe going to get his first tutty of the year. Going to get some run potentially here at tailback. And we're going to go with a Wildcat set. And Henry slid it
It's
all.
Henry.
Getting the direct snap. Try and go left, and he'll get wrapped up.
He's got to be a downhill guy. If we're putting our nose guard to get the ball, he better get downhill.
That was one of the strangest east-west moments we've ever seen.
I didn't even notice he was out there.
I didn't either. I was like, did Dave come back in? Because he's kind of lines up size a little bit better. But they were looking to get Henry sled it all TD. The Patriots would have Mike Vrabel be a tight end, but Cowboys go Wildcat with Henry sled it all. I like it. I was saying on a broadcast last week that, like, in another life, he could have been a skill position guy.
Yeah, 100%.
A different school, be one of the scariest linebackers you've ever come across. He'd be a fullback. What are we doing?
Yeah, he would be the fullback.
We got to revamp the offense. All right.
I'm sure that's exactly what Carson wants to do.
Time to retool things here. After a potentially 6-0 start here, they're going to hand off to Lawson Oliphant, who is going to run right into a cloud of dust there, and could have also maybe fumbled it away. Would be Breckenridge's second turnover of the day.
Both teams important both ways.
We'll see who's going to be the reliable source. And
Loss of one on the play brings up
all right, still Cowboy ball. Oliphant maybe got a yard or two on that. Forgot to write down Henry Sledadall's rush attempt. Didn't think I was going to be doing that today. Sets up. Third goal from the 5-6.
Yep.
We're getting conflicting reports on the scoreboard, but that's all right. Shotgun look. Lawson Oliphant, the tailback once again. They'll fake the handoff. Riley Kappas looking for TD number 4 on the day, but Levi Christensen's going to get stopped short of the goal line.
Hopefully they installed the tush push here.
Give him about 5 yards on the play, it looks like. And Levi Christensen's second grab of the day. No, I need a little pop pass to the tight end right here. That's what I need.
Like
let's get Levi another
Might
TD.
Be Henry's shot again.
Oh, yeah. Henry,
let's get him going north-south this time, though.
Let's report him as an eligible receiver. see if he's ready to catch the ball. I want to see Riley get 4 TDs. I don't know if I've ever, in all my stat digging, I should have been keeping track of who got 4 TDs in a game, but I don't know if anyone's ever gotten 5 that I know of.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Spreading out a little bit here.
Riley Kappas waiting the snap. Likely going to be him calling his own number, and he does, but he's going to get stacked up. LPA holds. And
they're going to have the ball on the 1 foot line, so.
Taking over on the shadow of their own goal line, and likely Breckenridge going to be kept off the board here in the third quarter, but if you're looking for a positive, they were already up by 27 at halftime. So Breckenridge, obviously with how they've been clicking the last couple weeks, would love to kind of keep that almost perfection going, but, obviously got to have a few things to work on.
Yeah, correct. And that touchdown before half obviously doesn't help, but hopefully we can maybe push them back in their own end zone here.
Yeah, it's one of those good problems to have where when you're kind of getting in all these lopsided games and you almost feel like you're untested when you get to the postseason. You're like, at least they'll be running up against a lot of the same teams, but they'll motion a man over. LPA gun in the end zone, and Breckenridge trying to get a safety, but going to end up getting a couple yards on the play. As we got 1:10 left to go in this third quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Cooper Yagi hopping on the broadcast with me. Very much appreciate you, Coop.
Yeah,
and,
good time.
I keep forgetting to shout you out. I got a lot of people texting me asking who you are. The mysterious fellow.
Maybe that's a good thing.
This is a really nice guy from LPA. Said he wanted to get on the broadcast.
Found him in the crowd, side of the road on the way here.
He has one of those faces I trust. It just looks like a guy who's
must trust everyone.
Not going to mess around on the broadcast. Yeah. I'm a guy who had to be told at a young age, Turner, we don't just pick up every hitchhiker. Now, come on, it's gonna be risky business here. And I was like, I don't know, man. They tell me I'm supposed to be nice to people.
They're good on the broadcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, they keep doing this flop.
Yeah, well, if it ain't broke.
Yeah, well.
I don't really know what success produce. But, actually going to go under center. They were going to, but actually going to get backed up halfway to their own goal.
I don't know what we're doing there, but.
So Cowboys going to accept the penalty. And Tegan Abel getting some run on defense now. I was getting a little concerned if he was banged up or something because I hadn't seen him on defense as much. But like I said, I think they were just trying to keep some guys fresh. They probably need his value a little more on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Part of that O-line unit that's just been dominant. So obviously want to keep him fresh. But when you're spoiled with all the linebackers they do, you may as well.
And even their D-line, like Henry up the middle, I mean, he's a very athletic guy who can get through real quick. And if he can get through under control, I mean, he can make a lot of plays. I mean, I guess they're even trying to give him the ball now, so I guess he makes enough plays.
All this when Breckenridge lost their mountain nose guard, Jackson Herrig, who is obviously a huge loss for the squad. It was having a great start of the season. As Aiden Sanchez with a very nice pass breakup on that one. Jackson Herrig was having a really nice start to the season at nose guard for the squad, and was really just a fantastic fixture for that D line, and really showed how special it was going to be at the beginning of the year. But then had a season-ending injury. But you love the guys rallying. You guys got to go make sure to check out the Breckenridge Booster Club Facebook page because they all showed up wearing 77 jerseys to cheer on their guy, number 77, Jackson Herrig. That's team camaraderie I don't know if I've ever seen. That's fantastic. I think of the guys who had season-ending injuries, and now I feel like we really did them a disservice. No, sorry guys, we didn't mean to leave you hanging.
Sorry, didn't get you a T-shirt.
I said sorry. I was like, I'm sorry that happened, but we definitely didn't get shirts for everybody. So 10 seconds left. Are they just gonna run out the quarter, or actually are they taking a timeout in this last 10 seconds? Our spotter Gavin said he was going to check into it.
Looks like they're running it off.
All right, looks like they're going to run out the end of the third quarter.
They want to go with the wind here.
Yeah, all right, 34-7, your score after a scoreless third quarter. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM. Get those fours up, everybody, and we'll see what the Cowboys can do to finish it out.
OSPTI promotes specialized and extended training of therapists to better treat orthopedic injuries. OSPTI offers pool therapy to promote early return to activity and sport training, and also can enhance and challenge return to sport conditions. OSPTI promotes wellness progression with aftercare programs and programs open to the public, such as return to sport training, athletic enhancement, adult fitness classes, gym and pool memberships, and aquatic exercise classes for a patient to continue their wellness journey. Start your wellness journey by calling OSPTI today, 218-641-7725.
You want what you want. At Quality Toyota, we totally understand that we aren't going to talk you into a car you don't want. Instead, we're here to help you find the car, the color, the options, and the style that you do want. All with a simple, easy, and stress-free approach, because the price listed online or in every windshield is the only price. That way, we can concentrate on getting you the right car. Quality Toyota, West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
And welcome back to the fourth quarter. Turner Office along with Cooper Yagi, and not a whole lot of fireworks in that third quarter, so we'll see what the Cowboys have for quarter number 4 as they'll start off on defense. LPA in the shadow of their own goal line, operating on their own 2, and this handoff out of the gun's going to pick up good chunky yards, but not enough to likely keep you from sending the punt team out. Here they come.
Very conservative play for them being down what they are with 11 minutes left, but it's kind of a tough spot to be down there, I guess.
When you're in the end zone, you don't know what's going to go wrong there.
Who knows?
And I remember, I think it was the first play of the game. I could be wrong. Maybe it was the second play of the game. But my older brother's senior year, they went to Pelican, and something went wrong where like someone slipped or something like that on a kickoff. And the first play of the game, they were right in their own end zone. They went out of the gun. And, like, someone went the wrong way on a handoff or something like that. Jordan just got tattooed for a safety on the first play of the game.
It's a great start to the game.
Yeah, I saw the 2-0 score on there. I was like, this just looks gross. It's like we just showed up to the first 5 seconds of a basketball game. As we got it snapped and booted away. And Charlie Craychaw is going to
seems like he has a little room on some of these maybe to.
I know. I was actually texting Coach Yagi about it. I was saying, do you guys tell Chuck to get pretty conservative on these? You know, it kind of seems like it. And he's like, well, in a lot of the situations, we kind of get into a safety situation, or it's like it'll be kind of a shorter punt, so it's just like, just take the ones you can get. But He did kind of say he's more conservative than most.
Okay, yeah.
So
Which you'd rather have that than
exactly.
the guy turning it over.
That's
I
what he
guess.
told me. He said to relax. I was like, I'm not saying that.
I'm always relaxed.
Yeah, exactly. As long as he doesn't drop one, he's good. You know, if he drops one, then it's like, what are we doing? This has all been for nothing. But you got the one running back lined up to the left of Riley Kappas. Jet sweep to Gabe Armitage. He's
Good
looking
block.
for his second score of the day, and he loves that cut up and a nice spin out of it, too.
Good block by Lawson there.
Lawson Oliphant, one of the key guys to kind of go with in the run game, or if they're going to be leaning on him as a DB as well. We've seen a lot of good stuff from him. You guys got to make sure to check out his interview. It's a fantastic interview while he's at it, too, on our Optimum Athlete segment. And I want to see how many yards they got on that one. Apologies, Gabe. Looks like they gave you about 9 on the play. 10 yards. We're just going to go with 10. As Oliphant's going to get carry this time.
Give him a push. Good push.
Very nice push from the O-line. Love to see it.
There you go.
Got to give credit to the Hogs. Landon Schillinger helping out. Lawson Oliphant getting up, and one of the more fiery guys. Eli Butts helping out Sullivan Michael.
Yeah.
Walking over there.
Now we can slow it down a little bit.
I don't know what always happens to Lawson every time he gets tackled, but he gets up feeling some type of way every time. Like, I don't know. He's just I love the fiery personality, but that's a good way to accidentally get a penalty. Also to get up and actually.
He plays hard. He runs around. He's not worried to get hurt or hurt the other person.
Oh, nice little
play.
reverse to Gabe Armitage, who's going to cut it up right away, and none doing here. So, with how explosive Breckenridge has been the last few weeks, this is, almost like it seems like a rock star defense all of a sudden, because Breckenridge just isn't scoring for 50 yards.
Yeah, they look
play.
like a different team this second half. I don't know if that's on us or if they figured something out at half, but
Gabe Armitage is going to pick up a yard or two on that. I know his stats are going to be way off. I think I might have missed one carry on him. I only got him for 4 totes so far, but 9:18 left to go in this fourth quarter on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard, 34-7. As I noticed, I did not update the quarter. Apologies. And now they're going to roll out the pass once again. Riley Kappas looking for
Riley.
Cooper Roberts, and Roberts is looking for touchdown number 3. In for the 20-yard strike.
yeah, Riley had a little pressure there, and he found a way to get outside of it and put a good ball on him.
I'm 90% sure that I already found a way out of giving Cooper Roberts player of the game, and oh boy, this is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough act to follow. 3 TDs? Goodness.
Yeah, it's a good day. One coming on defense,
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Said I'm not getting enough touches. I have to pick off the other quarterback. As Charlie Eggeman getting back to doing his thing. He's got Breckenridge up 41-7. 5 for 6 ain't too bad on the day for Charlie Leggeman. 8:58 left to go in the ball game. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, all part of the i3G Sports Network.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
And welcome back. Breckenridge up 41-7 on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. First points of the second half. 20-yard catch from Riley Kappas to Cooper Roberts. 4th touchdown pass of the day. 2nd TD grab of the day for Coop. Comes with 8:58 once again. And what a day from the Cowboys once again. Apologies. Make sure to get my camera right as I write down the latest score. Legeman will be handling the kickoff duties.
Into the wind. Nice kick.
Kicks it deep. And, very nice return up the right sideline.
Tackle from him here.
Legeman is going to try to make the stop, and he's able to trip him up. I think Lawson Alvin helping out too, and I know Breckenridge gave up a kick return for 6 in the opener, so trying to keep that at just 1 for the year.
Well, good save by your guy Legeman there.
I think that was my favorite part from when I had Greg on the broadcast when they had to bring him in for an extra point, and you hear Greg go, "Bring on Legeman." That was my favorite. 41-7 with 8:46 left to go, and some great field position to start off, just shy of the red zone here as they're working on the 21-yard line. Breckenridge sticking with the starting defense to close this out. Oh, actually, we got some starters out of the game. I see Levi Christensen came out. I think Avery Smith as well. Cowboys have the QB keep it himself on the right side. Lawson Alvin trying to make the stop. And into the red zone they go. Looks like a gain of close to 10 on the play.
Looks like we thought the running back had the ball there. Didn't stay on the outside contain, which is.
That was a good job by the QB. You know, keep it in the running back's
gut. That was good.
Give him a gain of 9 on the play. I was always glad I didn't have to get involved in any of those handoffs because I knew that I would be like the guy to actually run off with it when I wasn't supposed to. I can't even get a baton down in track. You expect me to figure out how to do handoffs? What are we doing? I think
the ball every time.
I mean, a regular handoff would be easy, but it's the ones where
you don't know if you're getting
the
it
read
or not.
handoffs. Yeah, that's what I mean. We'd fumble those 8 times out of 10. I guarantee
Just take it every time.
Yep.
Oh.
As we got a play action fake and a little thrown behind the receiver, went off the hands. Yeah.
Someone was a little too open there. I don't know what quite happened.
As we got a 3rd and 2 after the incomplete pass. 41-7, Breckenridge in the lead. Not going to replicate the 42-0 to make it 3 weeks in a row with that identical score. And pending a special teams, punt block or something like that, it looks like the special teams is going to get held scoreless this week.
A lot of game.
Just something we need to work on, guys.
Got to find something.
What do you think they said to Devin Hester on games that he didn't house them, his rookie year? Those few games that he didn't score in. Like, Devin, man, he's really holding us back. Such an absurd request. Why didn't our special teams score this week?
Spoiled.
Yep.
What college coach said that? He's calling them spoiled. I don't remember.
As the little pre-snap movement once again causing some confusion. LPA going to get backed up. Cowboys going to improve to 6-0. So they close out this last 7:46 here at LPA, spoiling their homecoming. And after this, they'll turn around to play New York Mills. They'll be at home. And after that, they head to Monaga to close out the regular season on a Wednesday for MEA week, of course. Make sure to tune in for that. You going to be in Monaga, Coop?
I might be.
All right. Well,
I might be.
I
don't have much going on the weekend.
We'll link up if I don't find somebody before that. You've been killing it today. Appreciate you. Short notice as well. That's what I love about all my color guys.
Yeah.
I think
on the way up, I got the text.
Yeah, exactly. Cooper's my shortest notice one, but I texted Carson my grand idea to do impersonations throughout the broadcast instead of having a color guy, and he said, or you could call Coop. I said, oh.
So we can blame this one on Carson
Exactly.
if you're losing viewers and followers.
Yeah, he's like, get my cousin up there. We should be all right. As we got a flag on the play. What do you think that was on? That was for Coop. I didn't see that one.
That was pass interference. He hit him way before the ball even got to him.
Gotcha.
I don't know who that. I believe it was.
I got my eye on the QB.
Is that Tegan Abel, or am I totally off?
Yeah, he's playing linebacker.
Okay, yeah, I think it was him.
He had a really good year at linebacker last year, and I noticed at the beginning of this game he was just playing the one side of the ball. So looks like they were just trying. Like I said, it's one of those situations where it's like we could work you both ways, but how about we just keep you fresh?
Yeah, let's keep guys healthy.
Get
the
Avery out there.
Biggest part of the season is keeping guys healthy.
Yep. Well, if you can do it, it's better to have the two guys out there.
Yeah.
And they're getting reps too.
Yeah.
Even though Coach Yagi will always make sure to put a stop to that whenever I'm talking about how good is it to get reps for next year? We don't care about next
this year.
Yeah. We're locked in, bro. As the QB is going to keep it himself and going to get close to the goal line.
Gosh, there again.
Luka
Our
Besky.
DN's got to. He's got to be a little more patient, play that quarterback and that running back.
That was a good pull for sure. I'm starting to have flashbacks of the most frustrating game I think I've ever covered as far as like a QB pulling it out and running it, and that was the Pillager game a few years ago. If anyone remembers that, oh my goodness, that was I was like three straight plays the QB had scored before he got tackled, if I remember correctly, because he kept doing the same exact thing out of like a veer handoff. Oh my goodness,
losing the ball.
It was so hard to watch. And I was like, I have had them circled ever since. I don't even know if we've run up against them since. Maybe once.
You must have talked to Chad to
Yeah.
not schedule him again.
Get him off the schedule.
Yeah, I can't call him.
I'm never dealing with that again. As LPA looking for their second TD of the game.
Pulled it
Making
again.
a handoff, and once again, QB is going to keep it himself, and it's going to get close. Looks like he's potentially going to go in. And he is.
Well, it looks like that play there is going to be something for us to work on this week.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be heavily drilled into the scout team.
Yeah.
They say you guys got to get this down perfect so
Yeah.
that we see it all the time. 41-13 your score on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 6:34 left to go. Luka Besky in for the short yardage score. And they're going to boot an extra point once again. I think we got a number 25 for LPA.
35?
It's 35?
35.
Austin Francis. As
blocked.
extra point is blocked. And we got a 41-13 score on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, all part of the i3G Sports Network.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing auto owners insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
And would you look at that, Breckenridge has another chance at a special teams touchdown potentially. 41-13 your score on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. And they just got a touchdown on a QB keeper to get their second TD of the game. And another dominant showing from Breckenridge. The last 2 weeks have basically been perfect. So this one Breckenridge will just have to settle for dominance.
Yeah, I don't know if we can really complain about a 41-13 lead with 6 minutes left in the fourth.
Yeah, that OTC game last week was just a fever dream.
Yeah,
that was
always great.
That was
beating
an
OTC
it was an avalanche. It was a perfect storm. It was every single analogy you could have. It looks like a little short squib kick. Is not going to be fielded right away, and they're going to be able to dive on it. So Joey Lopez able to hop on the ball. We'll see what the Cowboys have for this final 6:31. Likely going to see a lot of subs. We'll try to make sure to shout some of them out as we go along. Would you mind if I borrow this, Coach Snyder? Is that all right? You're not going to yell at me? All right. Got yelled at enough every commercial break, but we'll shout out some of the guys we got out here.
Oh, yeah, we got our twos in now.
All right. Let's see.
No, some of them, I guess, just at QB right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, now I'm seeing some of the linemen. Looks like Jordan Kappas might be on the sub.
There.
I thought we had seen another lineman rotate in, but that looks like to be all the usual suspects for this last 6:31. And
we still got David in there, too.
Yeah, jet sweep handoff to Gabe Armitage. They want to finish strong, I guess, for this last 6:30.
Interesting.
Which, Coach Yagi, I don't think it was a bad thing that he pulled the starters so early in week one, but, it left them open to get scored on by starters a few times, which once again is not a complaint.
Throw those freshmen into the fire.
Yeah, but now we need to get back to that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
He wants to score again.
Yeah,
He's an offensive guy.
I was losing my mind last week. I was like, yeah, Coach Yankees just called a great game. Just get the starters out. Like, please. I'm begging you. All right, Gabe Armitage at the 4-yard carry. Jordan Kappas hands it off to Lawson Oliphant. Oliphant going to get through for a few yards.
Oliphant on the carry.
And 5:35 left to go in this ballgame on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. For those of you who have not been listening on the broadcast, Breckenridge got out to a 20-0 lead, took a 34-7 lead into the locker room. And then the second half, it's kind of just been, not a whole lot of fireworks, but that's all right. Breckenridge is going to improve to 6-0 regardless. I know they would like to finish strong, which is, I'm assuming, the message when the starters got sent out. Not all the starters. Jordan Kappas, of course, at QB. And,
you got.
Yeah, I was going to say, we saw the D-line jump, but I don't know
he's
if
got to jump a little quick.
I was going to say, I don't know if the O-line jumped quick enough. They said we're too good at our job.
It's a little delayed.
Yeah.
Ball starts on the Cowboys.
Levi is appalled. He's like, there's no way.
He jumped. 5 seconds later, we jumped.
41-13 score. Just under 5 minutes left to play here at LPA Breckenridge. Spoiling the homecoming here on a gorgeous night for football.
You love doing that. You love walking into an away game and it's their homecoming, especially if you do this to them.
Yeah, it always helps a little more when they put a lot of extra effort into the field too. You're like, oh boy, this is a
make the seniors walk out there at half when they're down.
You're more of a killer than I am, Coop. I'm like, sorry guys, hope you have fun at the dance at least. Jordan Kappas.
Very good. Good ball.
Tossing it out to the flats, looking to get Aiden Sanchez involved.
Nice.
Here comes my weekly. I don't always love throwing up by this much, but that's all right. No one listens to me.
Got to get the first down.
Yeah.
Got to get the young guy a pass.
That's true. That's true. I usually say my one time that I give it a pass is if it's a guy who just got into the game or is out of position and it's an RPO. So then, like,
so at least it's
so then it's like you're not 100% throwing.
Yeah.
It's like.
But if you're that quarterback going in, you're 100% throwing.
Yep.
There was never a run option. It was always pass.
I remember one of my buddies getting a late TD game like on a bubble screen, and I was like, okay, I'll give a pass for throwing in that situation. As we got one tailback. It looks like Joey Lopez, I believe. We had a really nice cutback.
Good run.
Two nice cuts. Joey Lopez going to try to go up the left side and gets one man off him, stops on a dime, drops another one, and Joey Lopez inside the 5.
Great run by Joey.
Heck of a
He's
run.
a wiry kid. He was all over the place.
I think 51 yards. I can't believe how it looked like he glitched when he stopped there.
Yeah. He was hopping all over.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to switch sports here a little bit, but it reminds me of that clip, if you guys have ever seen it, of Jason Tatum making Kevin Durant's neck snap. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen that one? You got to look it up. Type in Jason Tatum crossover on Kevin Durant. That's what it looked like.
It was a great pull.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah. I don't know about that, but all the hoop fans out there are going to love it. We'll give 56 yards on the carry. Not bad for your first one of the day.
Hopefully he gets another one here, gets to finish off his drive.
Lopez, handoff on the right side, and is he going to walk it in? He's going to bulldoze in instead. Joey Lopez said, I am not just a speed back. I'm going to pack a punch here at the goal line. Joey Lopez in for his second TD of the year.
Hey, you don't see. I didn't think I was going to see that out of him. Lower his shoulders and get over him.
Bringing that mentality you need from a running back.
Yeah, you love it.
If you don't run like that, they're going to put your receiver.
Yeah.
Can't be risking that.
Yeah.
So
I'm get your touches.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wouldn't mess with my touches here. As we got a 47-13 advantage, Breckenridge in the lead. Charlie Legeman looking to make it 48-13. Almost just update the score as 48, but not jumping the gun. Already jinxed him once today, sort of. As Charlie Legeman.
Nice.
Boots it through for another PAT. We got a 48-13 score on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Latest touchdown coming courtesy of Joey Lopez. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, all part of the i3G Sports Network.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
And welcome back. We got a 48-13 score on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. 3:30 left to go, and Breckenridge getting ready to boot this away. Charlie Eggeman is going to be, he might be a little quiet on the ride home tonight after missing a PAT this year. Ugh.
First one of the year.
I know.
It's a tough day.
He did miss that one game because he had a soccer game. So he was perfect in 4 games this year. Before that, so, not too bad.
Can't complain about that.
No, he's...
A lot of touchdowns, too. A lot of kicks.
Goose is still maybe going to be the fan favorite.
Yeah.
But Charlie Leggeman, I think it's safe to say, is the most efficient kicker I've covered.
Joey can chase him down here.
And, yeah, you might have to save a touchdown here.
Yep, and he did. Other side of the field.
Was it Joey Lopez?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, Cooper, I don't know if you're familiar with my touchdown to kickoff theory. I say if a guy's on the field after he scores a touchdown, I bet they have like a 50% extra boost of making the tackle on the next one.
A little more energy.
I always bring it up. Yeah, you got that adrenaline going, and it's
like after you score in basketball, you're always better on defense than the other side.
The fact that I bring it up at least 5 times a year makes me think there's something to it. I don't know, folks. You guys can get in on it if you want, but
you might have to add that to your stats.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go back and watch every touchdown to see how he does on special teams the next play.
Dude, they got him on the kickoff after. I remember Yeah, we'll tell you more when I come back. We got timeout. Timeout brought to you by High Camp Construction. You're listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM.
Is insurance just a monthly payment to you? If so, remember why it's really there. To protect the life you love. Choose a company that sees you more than a policy number. When you work with a country financial rep, you get more out of your insurance. More personalized home and car coverage to protect what matters most to you. More guidance without all the industry jargon. More confidence that a real person will show up if something goes wrong. I'm Casey Formnack, your country rep here in the Wahpeton area. I care about people in this community, and I'll take the time to get to know you so I can help protect you and your family. Call me at 701-353-6071 to experience more. Again, that's 701-353-6071.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. And welcome back. We have a 48-13 score on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Breckenridge Cowboys putting the hurt on LPA.
Scrambling around a little bit here.
And that shifting defense never ends as
screen.
Breckenridge had a man get through.
Sniffed it out.
Nice and easy, and that is why. And is it going to be Avery Smith again?
Avery Smith and Joey Lopez.
Avery's going to be doing his best to swoop in and steal his player of the game from Cooper because I don't want to give it to him like 3 times this year.
Got to share the love.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to give it to David too many times this year. So I think I gave it to Cooper week 1. And then he had a pick 6 last week and caught a TD, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I'll go with you. I'll make an exception this one time. There's no way he's getting a pick 6 and catching a TD the same game again. And then he one-upped it. What's he doing next week? He might throw a TD next week. Book it.
He's at it, yep.
Do they got that in the playbook, Coach Snyder? We're putting it in. All right.
It's in.
Coach Yagi doesn't listen to any of my other requests. I'll send him those Coach Dan Casey clips.
As
we got a very nice sack from the backside. Is that 53?
Yep.
Schillinger? Or my apologies. I think that's Sullivan Michael. I knew it was one of the old linemen. Got him swapped up there.
Fired up. Love it.
Number 53, Sullivan Michael, doing his best.
Then they're taking him off the field.
He's like, that's going out on a high note. Doing his best Kai McDonald impression, blowing up the play in the backfield. And I think that's the second sack I got him down for. I might have missed one. I lost my pen again. Apologies. But Breckenridge, once again, leading 48-13. $1:48 left to go in this ballgame on your Carlson Family Insurance scoreboard. Cowboys looking to improve to 6-0, riding one of the hottest starts in season history. Got my victory beard going crazy, but I might end up having to shave it, folks. I found out I got family pictures in a week or two, so either the Cowboys are going to lose or I'm going to go against my word, so not great. But they're going to try to.
You might find ways around the shaving of the beard.
I might. I'm going to find a way. I think if I trim it, is that okay?
Maybe someone else can take the pictures. You can have a little.
I don't know where that was, but I found the pen. But I'm wondering maybe if maybe I can just trim it up. I should be okay. Maybe I'll leave the mustache. That would be good. I can have a victory mustache.
I like that.
Yep, that will terrify my kids, but it should be all right. But 6-0, I'm trying to think of the last time they were 6-0. On my count. I'm going to find out I was on the team again.
Yeah, exactly.
I might have actually been. 2010. No, I think they were 6-0 the year Ashton Hagee and when Karst was a junior.
Okay.
2015. Let me double check. Yep, they were 6-0, and then they ran into OTC. So, first one since then. As got a nice tackle over there on the edge. Is that Joey again?
That was. Nope, that was Jackson Lopez.
Yep, Jackson Lopez.
Yeah, good play by him.
He's one of the special teams rock stars this year. And shouting out. I always loved. I was just shouting out some of your old teammates, if I remember correctly, last week for some of my favorite special teams guys I've covered. With Alex Shocker and Alex Martell.
Yeah. Shocker was a great one.
Shocker and Marty, those are my guys.
Shocker was, I don't know how he got through some of the areas he did, and he just made plays, which is.
He was a fun linebacker to cover for sure.
Played like nose guard.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
The Shocker backer. I remember talking to Coach Christensen when he was running the defense. He's like, that kid literally holds our defense.
Yeah.
As Breckenridge coming out in the victory formation. Cowboys improving to 6-0 once again. We'll let the last 20 seconds wind down, and we'll return for your post-game show brought to you by Miller Realty. 48-13 once again. You are listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, all part of the I3G Sports Network.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
My name is Christy Baumhart. I am proud to be a part of the school district with dedicated staff, including administration, teachers, paraprofessionals, cooks, and custodians who are kind, caring, compassionate, and committed to the students in our district. They support, respect, and help one another succeed. One thing I am really excited about is the technology available to our students as it enhances their learning experience in the classroom. Not only as an employee, but also as a parent, I know the benefits of having both my children in the Breckenridge School District. Breckenridge Pride. We inspire to excel.
Breckenridge Schools, Breckenridge Pride, inspiring to excel.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
That's Carlson Family Insurance in Wapaton, representing Auto Owners Insurance. Visit Carlson Family Insurance Agency in Wapaton today. Call 672-6002 or on the web at www.cfiagency.com.
Is insurance just a monthly payment to you? If so, remember why it's really there. To protect the life you love. Choose a company that sees you more than a policy number. When you work with a Country Financial rep, you get more out of your insurance. More personalized home and car coverage to protect what matters most to you. More guidance without all the industry jargon. And more confidence that a real person will show up if something goes wrong. I'm Casey Formnak, your country rep here in the Wapaton area. I care about people in this community, and I'll take the time to get to know you so I can help protect you and your family. Call me at 701-353-6071 to experience more. Again, that's 701-353-6071.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Your daughter has the flu. Your son breaks his arm. You need quality medical care you can count on. CHI St. Francis Primary Care Walk-In Clinic. Quality family care. Go to the Primary Care Walk-In Clinic at CHI St. Francis, where there is no appointment necessary. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 and 9 to 5 on the weekend. Quality care close to home. You get the finest care for home injuries, common illnesses, and emergency service. Virtual visit available. Call 643-0747. We treat you like family. You're one of our own.
What can you do in 30 seconds? Warm up your coffee, tie your shoes, Google, should I get screened for lung cancer? Then actually get screened for lung cancer. If you're a current or former smoker, talk with an Essentia Health provider about your eligibility for a low-dose CT screening, because early-stage lung cancer often has no signs or symptoms. Screening can mean an increased chance of successful treatment. Learn more at essentiahealth.org.
Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
Hi, this is Wade from Breckenridge Cenex. Now is a great time to start thinking about protecting your recreational vehicles and equipment. Stock up on Splash RV Antifreeze at any one of our 4 locations, and we would like to thank you for your continued patronage.
Farmers Union Oil. Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley.
And welcome back to the Miller Realty Postgame Show on B92.7 FM and live streaming on YouTube at KBMW News Live. Turner Bluffis along with Cooper Yagi to run through that 48-13 victory for Breckenridge. And what a fantastic showing from the Cowboys. Tell me a little bit of what you thought from the Cowboys and how they started off this game and really set the tone and just picked up where they've left off.
Yeah, no, I was impressed with their offense. I mean, our offense, they did what they could. I mean, we were exploiting what they were maybe giving us on defense, and props to Riley. I mean, he was taking the easy throws, and when they were letting him run for first downs, they were letting him run. He was running for first downs, because that's huge. Because sometimes you'll try to force something in on that fourth down that you don't have to, and you can just run for it. And he did a good job of making the easy plays, which is huge.
First few weeks of the season, Breckenridge, it looked like there was maybe just a few little, holes in the defense, because the offense was just like no notes. They were just clicking in every aspect. The defense looked like it kind of had a little bit of work to do. They pitched the 2 shutouts, especially last week's shutout was even more impressive. And I'm not going to say it took a step back, obviously, because they still turned in a really good performance, but just not as, I guess the attention to detail wasn't as good. I guess it wasn't as sharp.
And also those penalties killed us. I mean,
2 penalties.
And then the special teams, they brought it way down here. So,
Correct.
I mean, you clean up the special teams there, and you clean up a couple penalties. I mean, that's another shutout. But I mean, you can't be mad about letting up 13 points. They're 18th ranked in the state.
We're trying to get the meat on the bone where we can. We're trying to see where we can get the improvement. But a lot of great performances tonight. My player of the game is going to be one of my most disgraceful picks, I'm sure, ever, because I'm going to find a way to discredit 4 guys and getting it. But you guys know me. I try to make sure that every kid can try to get it once if we can, and we got at least 8 games or at least 9 games coming. So let's run through the scoring for you, as they had that 20-point explosion to end the first quarter, all of it coming in the last 4 minutes. 7-yard touchdown catch from from Riley Kappas to Gabe Armitage. 35-yard pick 6 from Cooper Roberts, and then Roberts with his second TD of the day, a 27-yard catch. Riley Kappas tossing that to him once again. And then we had a 19-yard TD rush from David Erlinson, his lone TD of the day with 6:25 left to go in the second quarter. And then Levi Christensen hauling in one from 11 yards out. Riley Kappas finding him across the middle for his first TD of the year. And then LPA was able to get on the board 23 seconds later. So they marched down the field, and that is because of penalties, as Cooper had said. A couple personal fouls, actually, so it took up a bunch of chunk of yardage. So set up the 15-yard strike. It was actually thrown from Besky to Troy Nerdahl for the 15-yard touchdown right before halftime. And then they actually got, with 8:58 left, Cooper Roberts scored from 20 yards out on his second TD catch of the day. And then a short yardage touchdown from LPA from Luka Besky, the quarterback, once again. And then Joey Lopez putting the finishing touches on that after a 40-yard rush my apologies, actually, I think it was a 56-yard rush he had. He capped it off with a 4-yard scoot into the end zone, 48-13 the final, as Charlie Legeman missed an extra point today. Forgot to mention that when I was running through the scoring. So 6-7, his streak comes to an end, but you just want to get it out of the way before the postseason.
Yeah.
you don't want to break the streak at the postseason when it matters. So
let's get that one out now and let's get streaky.
I respect it. But now it's time for your State Farm Stat Report, brought to you by the local State Farm agents, Matt and Amanda Frederick. I got Riley Kappas for 11 of 16 passing, 4 of 4 in the second half. 153 yards by my count. I can't read my handwriting. Pretty sure it's 153. And I got David Erlinson as the leading rusher. Only 2 carries in the second half, but he already had a $156 at halftime. So I got him for 166 on the day on 14 totes. Riley Kappas had 6 carries for 35 yards, 5 carries for 30 yards for Gabe Armitage. Lawson Oliphant, I have him for 23 yards on 4 carries. Oh, almost forgot about Joey Lopez there. 60 yards on his 2 rushes. That 56-yard rush was that might be the run or the play of the game potentially. That was really
a great
fun.
run.
And then hauling in the grabs, we got 5 catches for 78 yards for Cooper Roberts, and then we have 2 catches for 16 yards for Levi Christensen, 1 catch for 15 yards for Gavin Hopper, Charlie Crayshot a 13-yard grab, Gabe Armitage with the 7-yard TD as well. And I got to tip my hat to the Cowboys for being able to spread the ball around. 5 guys catching the ball.
Yeah, 100%. And you love to see that. It makes you hard to play against if you got to scout for 5 different guys. That's tough.
I'm starting to think I didn't keep very good notes on this. 4, 5. Am I missing one of these? That's all right. We'll go back and double check the stats later. Oh no. Okay, Levi did have 2 grabs. All right. I was second guessing myself, but apparently Cooper had 5 grabs. Everybody else had 6. I was like, well, it couldn't be 11 completions if Cooper's caught 5 passes, but no, that math actually checks out. So, and then defensively, I have Kai McDonald for a sack. Sullivan Michael had a sack. I'm not sure. I feel like I missed one earlier in the game too, so apologies whoever had that. Avery Smith, a couple TFLs, got a good pass breakup from Aiden Sanchez. Obviously the interception and touchdown as well from Cooper Roberts. So a great day from the defense, even though they'll tell you that it wasn't up to their standards because they pitched shutouts the last 2 weeks. So they're probably not happy giving up 13 points, but that's still all right. 48-13 final, not too bad at all. Anything else before we dive into the play and player of the game, Coop?
No. I mean, they just got to keep rolling, keep doing what they're doing, and I mean, they're pretty unstoppable as of now, so keep the train rolling.
For sure. We'll take a very quick break and then loop back as promised. We got your play of the game brought to you by Red River Agency, as well as your player of the game brought to you by Essential Health.
Fall is here, and Ripper Sports Store has you covered. Check out their brand new fall sports apparel and gear up for the season. And it's not just sports. Rippers also offers professional inscription work for your business attire. Look sharp on the field and in the office with Ripper Sports Store.
And welcome back to the Miller Realty Postgame Show on B92.7 FM and live streaming on YouTube at KBMW News Live, all part of the I3G Sports Network, if you were not aware. Now for the play of the game, you know what? I think we are going to go with that Joey Lopez rush. That was, I know it wasn't a scoring play. If we wanted to go with one of the scoring plays, I think Cooper would be getting that with the pick 6 again. But that run was just so fun.
That was a great run.
Robert's probably going to do some magic with that with the highlight if I made sure to keep him in the camera frame, which fingers crossed. It doesn't always work out that way. So we're going to go with that Joey Lopez rush that set up his TD on the next play. And you know what? That TD was almost worthy of it too. We got two different kind of flavors there. We got the first one where it was him making guys miss, including the one guy just hitting the ground so hard on the stop right there that he had, and then blowing up or putting the shoulder down.
Yeah, you love to see that
on the next play to get in the end zone to barrel in. So like you said, love to see it from Joey. That's gonna be my pick for the play of the game, brought to you by Red River Agency. And for player of the game, like I said, we should give it to Cooper Roberts. If I was good at my job, that's what I would do. He had 3 TDs today. One of them a pick 6, as we mentioned. Also hauled in 2 grabs. One of them, actually, he's had like 2 or 3 catches there that were just remarkable.
Yeah, they put it up for him, and he went up and got it.
That one that he had in double coverage that he didn't even score on was also definitely worthy of our play of the game. But like I said, we were going with that one. And we were going to go with a bit of an unlikely pick for player of the game, too, because I think this is the best game we've seen from Avery Smith.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I get any flack for that, because I think that if anyone, their stock went up tonight, and is maybe going to help them going forward the rest of the year. I think that is so huge for them to have another guy on the defense feeling like a playmaker, obviously, out there. You don't feel like just a cog in the machine. You feel like a guy who's making plays out there.
Yeah, 100%. He made some plays. That screen pass, I mean, he sniffed that one out early and went out and got it. And the run that they had in the backfield, I mean, he knew that was coming right away and was right in front of it. So good on him.
The thing, along with the production that we got from him tonight, this is something they can book every night, is Avery Smith is one of the guys that is getting everybody else energized out there.
Yeah, you love those guys.
I love how fired up he is for his teammates after a play. I love even if it's just like a little 1 yard little stop. All of a sudden you'll see Avery come out of the pile clapping his hands. You're like, oh
that.
yes,
yeah.
That's my kind of guy. I need that on my defense too. So very happy with his performance today. That's why he's getting our player of the game, brought to you by Essentia Health, here with you once again. And yeah, I know, guys. I don't always pick the ideal ones. Riley Kappas also threw 4 TD passes, so we'll make sure to shout him out as well. And also was doing some damage on the ground. So David Erlinson obviously would be worthy as well. So just fantastic showings all across the board. This has been the Miller Realty Postgame Show. Cooper Yagi, appreciate you hopping on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Feel free to loop back for another game. It'll be a good time. I'm trying to see how many guys I can get on. So that's kind of how I'm prioritizing. If I can get a new guy next, that'd be great. But I'll make sure to fall back on some of the other guys who have already hopped on. Appreciate you very much. But 48-13 the final. Once again, Breckenridge besting LPA. We'll catch you guys back at Cowboy Field next week on Friday as they take on New York Mills. You've been listening to Cowboy Football on B92.7 FM and watching on YouTube at KBMW News Live, all part of the I3G Sports Network.
Tonight's Breckenridge football game was brought to you by Breckenridge Public Schools, Carlson Family Insurance, CHI St. Francis, Country Financial Agent Casey Formanek, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Oil of Southern Valley, Gripper Sports Store, Hike Camp Construction, Miller Realty, Minn Kota Ag Products, Nodak Insurance Agent Carson Zarek, Optimum Rehab, Ottertail Power Company, OSPTI, Quality Toyota, Ready, Red River Agency, Red River Grain, Smith Motors, State Farm agents Matt and Amanda Frederick, Superior Builders, Titan Machinery, and Twin Town Villa. Be sure to go to kbmwnews.com for a complete updated list of future broadcasts and video streams. And make sure to catch the Giants Sports Show every Saturday at 9 a.m. Thanks for listening.